Isn't that awesome royalty-free music? I think so. Welcome, everybody, to the Scene Snobs morning show. This is our morning drive live show. As you may notice, there's somebody missing. Usually sitting to my left on my side, to the right on your side. And that's Casey. He's coming, though. I did talk to him this morning. He's making some coffee. You need a little extra minute, a little extra time, a few extra minutes. So I was like, go ahead, dude. Make your coffee. It's Friday. Let's have some fun with it. But yeah, he will be here very shortly. What's going on, Ron Lovett? Ron Lovett. That's right, Ron Lippett. Snobbing early with my friends. Appreciate you joining in, my friend. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're getting started, and it's Friday before Halloween. All right, this is always whenever Halloween falls on like a weekend or like the final Friday before, the final weekend before, is always a big time for me. I love it. I take that weekend. I'm going to be watching horror movies. I'm going to be going out and doing the things, going to the haunts, having a good time. It's going to be so much fun. And, for me, and when I watch this stuff, and when I go to it and, I'm, getting into the Halloween spirit and such, like we're going to carve pumpkins tonight after the show, that we have our Halloween bash tonight, of course. For anybody who's watching, the Downton Julie Braun Scene Snobs Halloween Bash. You can join in. Be a good time. I think I'm going to do a seance just to get Casey going. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So make sure to join in for that. Let's scare Casey. But then the kids and we're going to watch some fun movies. We're going to hang out. We're going to do some cool things this weekend. They got football, but at the same time, we're going to go check out some of the festivals that are around. I love this area for that. Winchester is a great area for just really fun things to do. It's a great place to visit. Beautiful. It's got everything the Shenandoah Valley has to offer. Now, remember, everybody, there's a very famous song called Country Road. Take me home, baby. Take me home. John Denver sang. If you know this song, everything he sings about in that song, and I wish Casey was here to be a test to this. He attests to this. I'm sorry. He sings about is art in Virginia. They're in Western Virginia, not West Virginia. I wish I could ask the man why he chose to still sing it as West Virginia and then sing about all these things that are in Virginia. But fortunately, I'll never get to ask the question. But all those beautiful things do exist right here, and I love that. It's always a great time. Let's see, Ron. What the hell kind of crazy is Elon going to do with Twitter today? Oh. I can't wait for Casey to come on because I want to talk about Kanye. I want to talk about Elon with Twitter because he's already fired most of the executives, especially the one dude who I think his name is Vishja or something like that. Excuse me for not remembering. And he was the one that banned Trump. So it's like, what's going to happen next? It's going to be super crazy. Ron also says it's like Journey singing about South Detroit, which technically can. Yeah. So quick story. I was in London, Ontario, Canada years ago for a convention. And it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous area for every reason. It's completely gorgeous. And it's I want to say it's about maybe 20 or 30 miles south of Toronto, which is also beautiful city, beautiful. But this is more like a college town. It's just gorgeous all around. Even the ladies, like I think the ugliest woman that I saw in London, Ontario, Canada was a 10 in any state. It's crazy. And I didn't realize how close London, Ontario, Canada was to Detroit until I was driving home, and we decided, okay, we're not going to go back through Niagara Falls and all that. We're going to drive south and then go through Ohio and whatnot. And it is only like 30 miles away from, it's only 30 miles north of Detroit. And I'm like, this is insane. I did not realize, I'm not good at geography. And with that being said, I'm going to bring on my awesome partner, Mr. Casey the Man Plot. What's up, buddy?
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
I'm talking myself into a hole here, pal.
I hear. I'm very excited to find out what else happened in London, Ontario.
Oh, dude. So that was the trip. That was fun.
That the thing?
That was ThingFest, yeah. ThingFest. That was 2004,
Awesome.
the first time we went. So it was just always a good time. Like Canada, I have a love and hate relationship with Canada. I love certain parts and I really hate other parts. And when you say that to an American about Canada, they don't understand it. They're just like, no, Canada is Canada. It's like one shiny rainbow to them. It's like, no, it's all the same. And it's like,
yeah,
no.
It's just that giant loft apartment above a really cool party.
And I know you know because you've been to Canada.
Yeah, I love Canada.
Yeah. And what parts did you go to again?
I've been to Toronto and Montreal.
Okay, so you've been to one good one and one horrible, hellacious place.
Pretty much. And then, we've also traveled just north of Maine into sort of that Newfoundland area, which is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If I could spend my life in a fishing town and just retire up there, that would be pretty dope.
I always thought my buddy Connor lives up there. You know Connor. We did fantasy football together. I don't know why I'm talking to you like you don't know. You remember that guy I told you about? No,
oh, yeah, the guy who does the movie shooting thing. Yeah,
the guy you did like 15 years of fantasy football with.
Yeah, him.
He's never
I
listens to these
remember
shows, so it's okay. So for me, like he lives up in Maine, and he lives in beautiful section of Maine, Damariscotta. It's a gorgeous area. I love that mug, by the way. It's a gorgeous area. Somebody went to Spirit.
Several times, of course.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm going tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm going Tuesday when everything's 75% off.
Yes, sir.
So, he lives up there, and every time, like, I was there, I was like, I just want to become a sheriff's deputy and just, like, be up here, and that's it.
And hunt Jessica Fletcher. Look, I get it. I want to be an author who, magically discovers all these murders and is able to solve everything every day, within potentially about 45 minutes to an hour. And you would be the great sheriff who would be able to hang out and make sure that we put all the bad guys away. I think it's a fantastic idea.
You want to hear a funny thing about Maine? So I went there and it was sunny, it was warm, it was beautiful. I mean, we went hiking in the woods because like he had like woods in his back, and then he had like I don't know, a couple acres, and then you get this huge lake. He was on. It was gorgeous. So it was like March, so it was like warm. It was nice,
That's nice. Yeah, it's a good time of year.
Yeah, but
it still snows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It does.
Warm is 50.
So but we're hiking. We're doing our thing. We did a shoot and stuff like that. We're doing this shoot, right? And we're shooting is a woodworker making like this mirror, like it was just this gorgeous thing. I don't know what you call it, but it had like coat hooks and stuff on it. It was beautiful. And he had this amazing, beautiful barn. I have no idea. Let's go with
an armoire.
No, it wasn't an armoire because it was like you can hang it, and it was like a mirror, but like had a beautiful wood finish with a shelf, and then had hooks under it. It was amazing. But we filmed him making that using the tools for this company that Connor worked for. Connor did the filming for all their commercials and stuff and their documentaries. So we're sitting there, and like he has this beautiful barn, and he turned into like this big woodworking thing, and it's gorgeous. And he has this big picturesque window. And it looks out in this beautiful forest with like a lake back there. I'm like, Norman Rockwell couldn't have pictured this when he was painting. Like,
even though he did, because Norman Rockwell was only 3 states away.
Yeah, he was in Connecticut, wasn't
he? Maryland. He worked out of Maryland.
Oh, really?
Connecticut. Yeah.
That makes sense because all the Baltimore Sun Times.
I'm sorry,
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
No, I thought he did Baltimore.
Where his studio was. But he did work for the Baltimore Sun Times. That's where a lot of his stuff, and then the Saturday Evening Post.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
But yeah,
Okay.
his main studio was actually just in Massachusetts, a spot that I went to a lot. The old Sturbridge is
They
the name
had
of it.
here in Winchester again, beautiful Winchester. Come on down. September 7th through the 10th only. So get to Skyline Indie Film Fest. So they I don't know why I'm pointing at the wall like I have it artwork at the
All your
museum.
art. Look at all your glorious art.
I have, I've taken so much stuff out and it's all over the place, but like I want to hang the soundproofing first, so that way, or I want to
Yeah,
hang that stuff, but I want to measure all the soundproofing around it.
which I have in the car, so I need to get that
I
over
have
to you along
some
with your
here.
new mug.
Like I have like 14 pieces here.
Okay.
But it's a big space. I gotta put it together. So with the museum here, they did a Norman Rockwell display last year. It was beautiful. They did a wonderful job with it. But to go back to my original point of Maine.
Yes, Maine. Next to Derry, right?
We're
You're
filming
right up there.
and snow starts coming down. And it looks gorgeous. I'm like, this is amazing. And Connor, like all of a sudden, like we get a couple more shots and he's like, all right, time to pack it up. I'm like, why? Like, why? He's like, oh, we'll reschedule for more after. He's like, it's gonna snow. I'm like, so it's just a dusting. He's like, you're in Maine, buddy.
Yeah,
we went back. I was supposed to leave that night. I stayed for like 4 more days. Because I was staying with Connor. So like we're college buddies. He's one of my best friends. I love Connor. And anybody if you ever get to meet the guy, you'd understand why. Casey knows. So we get we get back to his house. Apparently. And he's like, dude, you're here for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, when it snows here, you're here.
Yeah.
He's like, you're just in. And now I think after that moment and after watching the snow and realizing that you are in and you're just there and how they pack up during the wintertime and like have food ready and everything, if that's them. I get it. I get why Stephen King wrote there for all those years. Like I know he's from Maine, but that dude was trapped all winter.
Oh yeah, that's what happens, man.
He was Jack Torrance in his home.
It's no joke, bro. I mean, that's what happens in Connecticut. We'd have a dusting come through, and everyone's locked down. And especially living on the mountain, you lose power.
You especially because you're on a farm.
Yeah, man. So we just, you have to lock in and get ready for make sure you have enough wood for the wood stove. You grab a bunch of pots and pans and fill them up with water and then get those going on the wood stove. So that way you can flush toilets, take a bath, do all the important things. And you don't know how long you're going to be out for. So you might just a boatload of flashlights and candles and then time to get creative and try to read.
And that's why I love cities. I'm glad I did stay a few extra days though, because I ate at one of the best breakfast places I've ever. And it was a friend of Connor's. It's called the Bayou Kitchen. It's in Maine. Look it up. I forget which town he took me to. It is. And it wasn't Portland. I don't think it was Portland, but might have been Bangor. I know we drove through Portland, but I just it was so many years ago. I don't remember. And it's still there. The Bayou Kitchen. There was a line around the block of people trying to get in, but Connor knew the guy, so we got in quick. Cajun breakfast. It was the best. It was still. The only other one I would probably put up with it is the Menlo Park Diner in Jersey and Pam's Farmhouse in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, Pam's was amazing.
Pam's was amazing. I rank my breakfast places.
As you should. I mean, it'd be inhuman not to, especially when you've been to such wonderful places.
I know. And well, from Jersey. And I listen. I don't know why I always have to say that. Like that's like my Superman moment. That's like when Superman pulls and you see the S.
It's like, just JC. Yours is always JC, and then you get upset. Like I'm JC, giving you grief. When you're like, come on, man, why you always got to throw Jersey out there? It's like, because you always say it.
I think we're just like genetically dispositioned to say it. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like you have to say, like, I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, the bridge and tunnel is seared into your soul. I get it. I get it, bro. I had
an idea for a sketch that I thought we should do.
If it's you just beating me up for 10 minutes, I'm not in.
No. It's a Marvel sketch. So
it could still be you beating me up for 10 minutes.
No, what I wanted to do was I wanted to do like a Captain America meets Kamala, like he did with Spider-Man.
Okay.
You know, where he's like, "Where you from, kid?" And he goes, "Queens," and he goes,
I call
"Brooklyn."
Cap.
No, well, I wasn't going to be in it. I was just like, "You can be in it. You can be Cap. That's fine."
Let's say you could be Kamala. That's cool.
I thought it'd be funny if like he meets Kamala, and like I love that Miss Marvel is from Jersey City.
Mhm.
I have been raving about that's where I'm from. That's the city I am from.
I know it's on you physically.
And they got it right on the TV show and in the comics. They get it right. It's beautiful
Because she's a bad driver.
Oh, shut up! I forgot that part, but yeah, shut up. So no, Jersey's not. We can be here all morning. I can't do this. So we have a lot to talk about, and we have a lot of comments coming up. So I just don't want to get on this.
Which real quick. Hi, Ron. Morning, Jason. Hey, John. Love you guys.
Love you guys. We're getting your comments. So we get I'd love it if like he meets Kamala. He's like, "Hey kid, where are you from?" And she's like, "Jersey City." And he's like, "Ugh, bridge and tunnel," and then walks away.
And then she just starts a fight with him.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I mean, kick her.
Of course, because she's Jersey City, and she'd be super offended.
If there's any superhero in the Marvel universe that's gonna win a fight, you know why? In the TV show, when she was like just young and didn't know how to fight, but still won all those fights, it's because it's the inner Jersey in her coming out.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's the part that has simmered beneath for all the years.
Finally. That was the real power. The real power wasn't that she got the bracelet or the gauntlet in the TV show, or of course it was the Terrigen Mist in the comic books, but it wasn't that. It was that her inner Jersey was like starting to exude, and like it was like, I'm just gonna kick some ass. Like, oh man, another one, another $1 for the.
Oh yeah, I haven't even pulled it up yet.
All right, let's see what Ron had. Ron says CRP in a bathrobe. Can I assume it's monogram CRP or TSS?
No. But it should be. I need the TSS on this one.
Oh,
yeah.
Can I borrow that and maybe get you a Christmas gift?
I was just actually
unless you want a new one.
Let's get each other monogrammed robes for Christmas.
Our morning shows have just gotten one. No, they don't have that much fabric for me.
Oh yes, they do.
Give me 6 months. Give me
I'm
6
pretty
months
sure
of
they
starvation.
closed down Joann's, so I'll go over there and I'll just grab, all 14 bolts.
Excuse me, Burlington Coat Factory. Do you have like endless amounts of fabric for my friend?
Or you just get 3 of them and sew them together.
Oh my god.
It'll be perfect.
Do you remember that time?
Do you remember the time? Oh no, we'll definitely get sued for Michael Jackson.
Who was it? I can't remember who it was, but it was Mikey and somebody else.
Mikey likes it?
Mikey likes it. Our buddy Mikey from the bar. And somebody else put on my coat.
Oh,
they put on my leather jacket.
Yeah.
And they both stood side by side with their arms each in one of the things. And it worked. And I was pissed because I was like, I'm the size of 2 small people.
Yep. You 100% are.
And they would have to step on a ladder to be my height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because one of them is like 5'6".
Yeah. Dying to go to Nova Scotia ever since I read the shipping news. Nice. Nova Scotia, I haven't been to, but I want to go to.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I would love to be able to go out there.
That's close to where they filmed the Jesse Stone movies, so I definitely want to go there. I love the Jesse Stone movies, man.
You and your damn Jesse Stone movies.
I will watch them all day long.
But it's good, man. Hey, I can't give you grief for it. I mean, Lord knows I watch enough random weird things that grief cannot be given.
You love Hallmark. That's as close to Hallmark as I'm getting.
No, that's true. That's true. That's you are right along the line there.
That's as far. Like it has to be Tom Selleck punching people for me to be able to, like, that's the Hallmark I will choose.
And when I say Hallmark, there's a certain quality of movie that may emulate Hallmark, but I don't like all the Hallmark movies per se.
How do you not like all of the Hallmark? They're all the same movie.
Negative.
You mean you don't like all the actors that are in it?
12 Dates of Christmas is very different than a puppy for Christmas. All right.
All I want to know is, I want you to watch the Hallmark movies, the Christmas movies, and pick. I mean, story doesn't matter; it's all the same story. Just pick your dream cast.
Okay,
that would be amazing. Do that for our Christmas episode. I want to hear your dream cast.
Oh my
good morning,
God.
Jason. What's up, buddy?
I know
And there he
Jason will
is.
get a kick out of that.
John,
John,
all
what's up,
aboard the
buddy?
strongest ship in the fleet. I love it. You didn't even spell it right. Yeah, you Hallmark.
If you're driving, don't worry. Please do not try to correct.
Yeah, stop texting if you're driving.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I love you, buddy. I gotta pick on
Love
him
you
a little
guys.
bit. So
I think the Hallmark movies would be brilliant, though. Like, I mean, yeah, you got me going with this because Amy Smart's definitely in the front running.
is she
See,
popping
12
up on there?
Dates for Christmas. Yep.
I saw a commercial for Hallmark movies. First of all, it was funny because there was one where Lawrence Fishburne was walking down a hallway, and I'm like, "Come on, that was not a Hallmark. That was a Hallmark movie. That was a movie that Hallmark acquired, and now you can use it for all of your commercials. You jerks."
I mean, that's true. They did that a lot.
So,
You know-
and you could tell it was old because it's not Lawrence Fishburne now. It was like Lawrence Fishburne 20 years ago, like after the Matrix, Revolutions did not do well.
Mm-hmm.
So you got him there, but then they'll show the newer stuff, and they showed Barry Watson, which, by the way, everybody, our Teaching Mrs. Tingle Does It Suck is out now. Go check it out. But they showed Barry Watson. Remember how that guy was known for his hair?
Oh, yes. Yes, Sir Barry. He was very well known for his hair, his full luscious locks alongside Jessica Biel.
Not so much anymore.
Yo.
He's got this weird like it sprawls out in the front. Like it's like not that he lost all his hair or anything, but like it's thinning.
Well, as someone who has thinning hair, I don't really feel it's all right to judge him for that, especially considering he was known for his hair. So.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
So you're saying he went Samson, like his power was taken away from him
might be
by
it.
God.
No, he didn't really have power.
A higher power took away his ability.
I mean, listen, out of everybody on that cast, he is definitely not a piece of garbage.
Yeah, no, not at all.
There's definitely one that is.
There's one who's really bad.
And he was in Star Trek, the motion picture. Figure it out.
Yeah, we can just forget that part. Let's just move it along.
He's also my favorite Brewster's Millions.
Oh, yeah, that's version. Right. I forgot about that.
He played the bad guy. Now we know why.
Yep. Yeah. It was fitting.
It fit when you played the bad guy, you jerk. I always felt bad for him on Star Trek motion picture because I'm like, he was the captain, though, and you just took it over. Like, that was kind of a dick move.
He just walked. Well, of course, it's Kirk. Kirk didn't even care. He was just like, this is mine now because it says Enterprise and I'm an admiral, so screw you. He was a jerk, man.
Yeah, we got to take this out and go find out what's going on here. That poor guy. And in their those first uniforms in that first movie.
Horrifying.
Thank God for that Wrath of Khan, man. And that whoever the costuming designer in that was, because those reds were perfect.
Oh, they're amazing. They're probably one of the most iconic. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what it is? I think there's a level to it. His Next Gen, I didn't love the uniforms until later. Well, actually, I would say more Deep Space Nine.
For me, I was fine with the Next Gens once they actually fit, because the first season and this first and second season, they're all bunched up on themselves, and it's like a weird sort of thing that like is body tight. It was very uncomfortable, and it just didn't look good. And then once they actually split, and then they have the sort of looks like more of a coat up top, it was awesome. And then, of course, Picard's jacket was the coolest.
It annoyed me because that was the best look in that show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only for when he was going on like missions in certain times, and not everybody had that.
No, it was only captains. It was a captain's lounge thing.
I'm like, it's a suede. Whatever.
Hey, captains get all the cool shit.
There would have been it would have been very cool if in the if somehow in the put another one down. Very good.
$38.
So, 38. Jeez. So we have to donate to my wife's thing. $38. Next month, do you want to donate to my thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet, because I'm doing a 60-mile challenge next month.
Awesome. So every month we're gonna find something new to donate to. So we'll figure out what to do in December.
We'll just pick it, and whatever it is, we'll just split it down the middle. It doesn't have to be like how much I did and what you did. Because I think you're a little higher than me.
Well, if that makes you feel better, you can keep saying that.
Oh, what is it? What's the count?
last week you were on a roll, brother.
What is it? Oh, tell me.
No, we just have a total of 38.
Oh, okay. Well,
because we're doing this as the Scene Snobs. Hey, together, not divided.
All right, I'll take a little bit more. I get it. I got a Jersey mouth. I know.
You've been Jerseying hard.
Let's see what Jason says. He says, "I love 12 Days." How do you people know this? Like, the thing that bugs me about the Hallmark movies is like they're so interchangeable. I get like when you're like, "Hey, man, I want to see Ticket to Paradise." The new George Clooney movie because it has George Clooney in it. The 12 Dates of like I also get how you maybe know the Vanessa Hudgens Christmas date movie.
Excuse me, the Princess Switch.
The Princess Switch. Okay,
all three.
They have a few on Netflix. It's kicking me.
She actually has another one too. So she's got quite a few.
Yeah. See what I mean? At least she's a better caliber than they're offering up on 12. Or I was going to say 12 Dates of Christmas on Hallmark.
Well, 12 Dates of Christmas is Amy Smart and Mark Paul Gosselaar.
And I love them both. But when you get to Hallmark, you're not a normal actor. You're not acting.
What do you mean you're not a normal actor?
You're not. You turn into like the machine. It's like Stepford Wives. I don't know what happens. John says, is Hallmark still making those? John, don't pretend you don't know. They've never stopped. That's like a money train just rolling in.
And a touch of deep fake. I love he says that.
No. They get the actors because I don't know how they get the astronomical sums. Is it the cards? Is it selling the cards? Is that what does it? I don't understand.
Crown for Christmas, Office Christmas Party, The Sweetest Christmas, Happiest Season, Christmas House, A Princess for Christmas, A Boy Called Christmas, and that is just their top run of what I'm looking forward to this year.
Dude, the Alien Christmas movie the Chiodo brothers did, that's really good on Netflix. It was a stop motion animation.
Really?
Yeah, they did a great job. The Chiodo brothers, for anybody who doesn't know, they're the ones who did Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And they did a lot of like special effects, practical effects, stuff like that. And they made that movie, and it was great.
Ooh, the DS9 Christmas Makeover, where we have Lori Loughlin.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
That's how she paid all that money into the college. Hallmark paid for her daughter to go to college on a scholarship for, you know what I mean.
I 100% believe that. Also, how about a Blue Ridge Christmas?
I bet you they got it wrong still. I bet you it takes place in like Pennsylvania.
Probably.
Oh, we're in West Virginia. That's not right.
There are so many like Candace Cameron Bure and Lacey Chabert and like Shannon Elizabeth. Like, this is ridiculous.
All right, so here's where I get real indignant with it. I'm getting back to this, John, so stick with it.
Yeah, John, we're going to be
I want to save the DS9 because I like the uniform talk. And plus, we have so much news to talk about. We're talking about Hallmark movies, and Kanye West is dismantling. Elon Musk just finished, and he has Twitter now. I want my blue check mark. Come on, Elon, let's be buddies. I don't care what people say about you. You give me the blue check mark, you're okay by me. I will sell my soul.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's all he's looking for. Elon doesn't care, man. Elon's got all his money, and he's just happy. He's going to be a crazy person doing whatever he's going to do. He immediately fired everyone. I heard you already mention it, but yeah, I mean, what did we expect? What do you think's going to happen? I mean, I don't understand what the huge deal here is.
Here's the thing, like Elon, if you think that every billionaire, millionaire, these really rich people aren't thinking the same way that Elon or Kanye, even Kanye is a little extreme, like because he's getting. I have thoughts on him. We'll get to him, but aren't thinking the same things. You're insane. Just a lot of them are smart enough to just shut up.
Yep,
and that's it. Like they think the same things. They don't care about anybody.
No, of course not.
And they, they're as hateful as everyone else.
Well, they've worked their way into caring more about their own hubris and bullshit. Oh, that's another one. So
yeah, my wife was going to make a bank this month.
Yeah, seriously, BS.
For St. Jude's. For St. Jude, though.
All for St. Jude's. So yeah, this was it is really frustrating because nobody really cares. Elon Musk is nuts in his head. He's more worried about his own hubris and his own BS and having other people believe him the way people surrounding him believed him. When he started SpaceX, when he started Tesla, and everyone was into this whole huzzah about, oh my gosh, you're going to save the world. And he was like, hey, I'm just trying to do what the good scientists and the smart people tell me to do. And what I see is our future going forward. 5 years later down the road, all of a sudden this dude's nuts, believing his own stuff, has fired everyone who was sciencey around him, everyone who actually held the important positions, who understood and was trying to further progress the world to something good. He's, gone full crazy billionaire, and now he turned off Starlink to the Ukraine, for crying out loud, just because he's afraid of a war.
Yeah,
it's already happening. It's like, what?
Oh my God. It just is.
Well, I don't. He wants to play appeasement. He's going full Chamberlain with Russia, and it's very weird there. And Russia's preparing for a dirty bomb, so that's been fun. So we are going to have a nuclear weapon go off in our time. They fired an ICBM yesterday. So, hey, good morning, everybody.
Well, in fairness, though, in our time, plenty of nuclear bombs have gone off. Now, they may have gone off in controlled locations.
Yeah, no, they were underneath things. I mean, North Korea blew up their own mountain. That was cool.
Yeah. Plenty of them have gone off, destroying this earth more and more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, we're all screwed.
All Russia's doing is saying, hey, we're going to do it on top of people. Like, which is disgusting, and I hate Russia for it. But,
yeah, well, I mean, the fact that he's been willing to kill his own people in such a disgusting manner with no consideration for life whatsoever. He's only concerned with his life and how his legacy looks. So he's been willing to just wholesale slaughter human beings left and right. And that's why you should watch and hang out with the Scene Snobs, because we only talk about ones who do it for fake. That's why we love our horror season.
Damn right. What's up, Radar? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining in, brother. Before we get back to the uniforms, which would be nice, we should talk about some of the news and stuff. And so
there's a lot going on.
And since we're talking about Russia, let's talk about Brittany Griner. So Brittany Griner, of course, is the basketball player who she got arrested in Russia for having like a THC ointment, which is completely illegal in Russia. She rubbed it on her knees and stuff for, she's a basketball player. I completely.
And she also had some pods, some smokable.
Oh, did she have the pods? Okay. Okay. All right. So to me, nothing wrong there. To maybe Alabama, they probably get it. Russia, they're making an example out of her, which is disgusting.
No, because she's a famous American. Like one of the most famous. Gosh, sorry this morning, everybody. Having a heck of a morning.
That's good.
She is one of the biggest, most famous, most well paid, just largest figures in WNBA right now, in women's basketball in general. I mean, she plays internationally. She's huge. And to see especially after what she did at Baylor, the way she smoked UConn. I mean, I was not a big fan.
Pun intended?
No, pun totally intended. It's pretty jacked up what they're doing now. They're definitely doing it because it's an American citizen.
Oh, yeah.
This is just being taken to a new level because he can. Because Putin wants to play chicken with everybody right now. He wants to play chicken with the world. And we're going to see. The problem is I think enough people aren't calling his bluff that it's all the bad things are going to happen. So.
Well, and I agree with you. And before we get into the Putin sort of situation, but with the Brittany Griner, my feelings on it are this. She did break their law. Do not agree that this is 9 years. Come on. Like, this is ridiculous. It's 2022.
Well, don't you know that's how you rehab people from a drug?
No, and I know they're making an example out of her. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm like a little sore when it comes to her. Of all the places in the world that you're like, you would bring this to that might, like, if you did this in Austria,
yeah,
they're going to be like, dude, you got to stay in jail for a couple of days. That's it. And then go home.
And then get out of here. And please don't.
Yeah.
Come
And then
back.
get out of here. Whatever.
Not
you didn't
allowed
murder
visa
anybody. And in fact,
7
Austria
years.
would probably be like, we'll give you some more on the ride home. No problem. So
would you be willing to take these two? Please get it out of our country.
But like, if I'm in Russia, first of all, I'm tiptoeing everywhere. I'm from Jersey and I don't tiptoe on anything. I don't even think because of my size, I can actually physically tiptoe. I might be able to. I have pretty strong calves. That's
not fair to say you would tiptoe everywhere in Russia because you hate Russia. Have hated Russia for a long time.
But do you think I want to? You don't drop me in enemy territory and then me just being like, you screw you, and then like, no, I'm gonna go into a gulag. I don't want to be surrounded by Russians in Russia forever without the possibility of leaving.
Now,
first of all, I'm never going to Russia. I don't care if you gave me tickets. I don't care if it's like the coolest place on earth. They built Disneyland, Russia over there, and everybody's cool now, and it's fun. I don't know. I don't care how many times Gorbachev went to eat at Pizza Hut. I'm not going. It's not happening. Too much bad has happened there.
Yeah, like red heat.
I said bad, but too much bad has happened there. Okay. So I can't go there, let alone bring my pot with me.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. I'm not going to be stuck there. All right. This isn't Guardians of the Galaxy. You're not escaping. This isn't some Ryan Reynolds, The Rock vehicle on Netflix. It ain't just going to be you have an escape plan and you get out. This poor woman is stuck there in a penal colony for 9 years.
Yep.
God, do I hope something happens that gets her out, because she does not deserve it.
No, she does not.
It's complete and utter BS on the part of Putin,
the Russian government.
This dollar is worth it. He can go fuck himself. Putin, I'm not going to Russia. Go fuck yourself. $40, I think. I try
41.
There we go. I just it angers me. Like when she got arrested, I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, but I mean, she did break their law. You can't enforce how you feel on something or how the laws are where you're from in a different country. It's just not how it works, and it's not right either.
Well, we've seen people try that in China and North Korea. It has never worked out.
Oh yeah, you mean part 2 and part 3 of places I'll never go?
The continuing saga of Mix not going there.
And I love Chinese culture. I love it. Yeah. I love reading about it. I love the history. I think it's cool. I would love to go see it. We have a big following in Singapore. I would love to go to Singapore, which I'm not saying is China.
No, it's not. It's
and
not all Asian countries are the same.
Straight to Singapore, I would.
Yeah.
But if I have to get a connecting flight in China, I'm staying home.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. I would not want to go to China. I want to go to Hong Kong. Want to go to Hong Kong. Now,
I mean, there's so many great things.
Riots and everything going on. And
I can sit here all morning and just list off great things about China. Jackie Chan, Michelle Yeoh.
Those are people, but sure. Yep.
They are like Mecca in Chinese culture.
Oh, yeah. Massive.
So, I mean, if people are like, hey, great things about America, they'd probably be like the Scene Snobs. The Scene Snobs.
The Statue of Liberty.
Probably about it. The Statue of Liberty, which I grew up next to.
Kevin Bacon, because who doesn't love Kevin Bacon?
Oh, my God. Did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special trailer?
No.
You didn't see it?
I didn't see it.
I'm going to have to pull this up.
Yeah, we might have to watch it. Another one from China, Zhang Ziyi. She was amazing. I loved her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And we're only talking about actors, and I'm not even talking about the culture, like which I
the Great
absolutely
Wall.
love.
We could go check out. We could, there's a lot of the Forbidden City would be a blast to see.
Oh my God, right? I mean, I want to see it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But if it ain't coming here, I ain't going.
I went. Did you join me when I went to see the Terracotta Warriors?
No.
They were in town at the National. Yeah, they were in town at the National Geographic Museum.
I would have went to go see that.
Yeah, because it was phenomenal.
Again, like I love it in Japanese culture. I love to, which I will go to Japan.
Yeah,
I'll go to Japan. I'll go to South Korea.
I want to go to a Shinto temple up on some weird, like massive jagged mountain, and you're just sitting up there sipping on tea, staring out at the beauty of it for hours. I honestly think you just sit up there for as long as you do because you'd be terrified to go back down.
I
Like
will
getting
only
up
go to
is one way, and that's easy, but getting back down, some of those staircases, pretty
Yeah.
spooky.
I would only go to man, the problem is I'm so big I can't go to these countries.
Oh, hey, not in another year. You'll be half the
What?
size you are, and then you'll be able to do it.
No, I'm talking height, dude. I can't sleep in those
Okay, that's
pods.
fair. Yeah.
I can't fit in those pods. Are you
Well,
kidding me?
maybe they just see you and they'll be so excited to have a giant in their city. Like we'll have to go to a small fishing village on the outskirts, and they'll just leave you like an entire a whole building to just rest in, like their great room or something.
The last tall person to be in Japan was Tom Selleck when he shot Mr. Baseball. So now it's like even bigger. It's like, oh my God.
Between Russia being the enemy in the 80s and a Mr. Baseball reference.
I love it. I want to say hey to Dale. Dale, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining him. I don't care. I like Mr. Baseball.
That's a great movie.
It is. It's such a great movie. I'm going to share. I want you to watch this real quick. Let me put this up.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
I just saw on the calendar that right now on Earth, it's almost Christmas time.
We don't have time for trivialities like Christmas.
But Peter's so sad about Gamora being gone. Maybe if we go to Earth for a really wonderful Christmas gift, it would make him happy. Something special he will never forget.
What about someone special?
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
I just said that, Drax.
Your voice is small and mousy. I think maybe he didn't hear you. You're coming with us. That's a Christmas present. I'm Groot.
Introducing Kevin Bacon. All right, look.
It's fun.
I'm realizing something.
What?
I think I was privy to this last year, and I'm pretty sure it's happening. As much as I always try to, yeah, I agree, Jason. As much as I always try to play the sweet, happy, loving rom-com Hallmark movies, my time of year, love Christmas, I think I'm turning into Scrooge.
What?
Yeah, every time I see Christmas stuff now, I get a little more twinge of bleh.
Is
Yeah.
this my opportunity to three ghost you?
I'm almost there. I legitimately am almost there to where I'm kind of like every holiday now. I'm like, ugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm
Do
darkening,
I
man.
pray
I'm
and
darkening.
hope?
I'm about to hit 40, and I'm on my way downhill quickly to the bah humbug. It's not even a joke. Like it's legit. Just
happening.
watching that trailer, and I was like, "Oh, Christmas, great!
It's
That's what we
happening.
need."
I
Like,
am going to
it's-
three ghost you so hard. I'm going to
I
hire
need
a Lenny lookalike. I'm going to put him in some chains. And I'm going to have him come to you as Marley. He'd appreciate this. I don't care. He's sitting up there right now saying like, if I could come down, I would haunt Casey.
100% he would, and I see him doing the "We're Marley and Marley." Like,
Oh no, he would be like, "Get off it, asshole." Oh, 42.
why don't you try
Um,
to be happy?
I always know when Casey hears the curse because he turns immediately over to his other monitor.
Yep.
I'm telling you now, we're going to fix this. I'm so glad you told me this. And 10/28/22, I'm coming up with a plan, and it's going to involve music and dancing, and it's going to involve You don't understand. You don't understand what's happening in my mind right now. You don't understand, Casey.
Bro, you want to know how bad it is, and you will understand this when I tell you this. Love Actually is now dropping on the list of some of my favorite movies because it doesn't warm my spirit anymore.
It's a terrible movie, and you shouldn't like it anyway.
Stop that.
Not
It's an
true.
incredible movie, but yes, it has terrible parts to it. And absolutely, it's completely illogical. It makes no sense. And that one guy who's supposed to be the nice guy is actually a jerk because he's trying to mac on his best friend's freaking wife. So I have a lot of problems with that movie.
Don't be that guy.
No,
So-
please never be that guy. But at the same token, it's got the Colin Firth scene where he picks up, the Turkish woman. And they fall in love. And that's one of my favorite parts of the whole freaking thing. And even now I'm like, man.
Casey, you don't understand what you just did. You don't have any clue as to what you just did.
My Christmas spirit is shot.
Here's the thing. Everything that we just saw in that trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special is what I'm going to do to you.
Are you going to get me Kevin Bacon?
I will, if I need to. I will be like, I realize you did this for a TV show for Marvel, but guess what?
Yeah.
This is real life.
Well, first of all, I think Kevin Bacon would shoot you. So just as a heads up, please don't break
No,
into
he
his
won't.
house.
No. Because we're halfway friends on TikTok.
Halfway friends.
Yeah, I follow him. He doesn't follow me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, maybe after this.
But after this, yeah.
Because he's going to have to watch out for you.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to restore your faith in the holidays. I don't know what. I don't know how. I don't even know if I have faith in the holidays.
Yeah, I think
But
I
I'm gonna
think
do it.
it's really funny because the more we're talking about it, it may have already happened. I might be like bah humbug right now, and actually I'm getting ready to turn into the Grinch.
No, I'm going to make this happen. This is going to happen.
I'm going to go steal someone's Christmas just to laugh and watch the kids cry.
Not mine, no, because I need
No,
to
not
save yours.
Well, yours is all the way, like it's a full town away. I can't. I don't
Full
wanna drive
town.
that far.
Listen, Neville is here, all right?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's plenty of houses right across the street where I can go knock
I
down
don't
their
know.
Christmas.
I don't know how I just realized, I was like, it'd be so much fun if they actually made the tagline for the Grinch. He puts the villain in Whoville. Wait, that doesn't work.
Who is Whoville's greatest villain?
You know. John says, Mick walks into a Japanese fishing village and all the old people who don't know about TSS start running away yelling, Kaiju, Kaiju. I say this with all the love of my coffee. I'm not upset. I'm not even
No,
mad.
that's
I hope that
hilarious.
happens.
I love that very much.
If anything, that was like that's a wonderful. I gotta get my hot coffee now. I have my ice now. I have my hot.
Nice.
I always drink my ice first because I don't like when the ice melts. I made this coffee at home.
I can tell. Yep. You've got one of those new fancy homemaking machines with all your cool cups. Is it light and sweet, I hope?
Just like my heart.
With a little bit of pumpkin.
No pumpkin in this one. The pumpkin was on the iced.
Ah, fair.
I'm getting off the pumpkin now because Halloween's coming to an end.
Yeah, no, I'm still not done yet. I'm holding on to the pumpkin. I'll hold the pumpkin all the way till the end of November and then immediately transition into my gingerbread. But I'm going to be honest, not even feeling my gingerbread latte. I'm feeling I'm like almost anti-Christmas and didn't realize it was this bad. It happened real fast.
Good. I've been there. I know how you're feeling. I have been in your position and it changed my life. And I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you, Casey. I'm going to put Christ back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to bring Christmas back in your heart. I don't care if Christ is there, but it's okay. If he is, it's cool. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna try my Hallmark movies, but it didn't work last year at all. Like nothing worked last year. I tried BS'd really well.
You're going to be so upset when you finally, like, it's been a long day at work. You're really tired. And I show up at like the stroke of midnight dressed in a green robe with like with one of those like Caesar wreath things on my head, just no shirt. And
Come in and get to know me better, man.
I'm the ghost of Christmas past. And then I'm gonna bring you to Old Town Manassas.
Just punch me and drag me through. Yeah.
It's going to happen. And you're just gonna have to let it happen.
Oh wow.
You're gonna have to roll with it. And then like I'm
Old
gonna
Town
get like
would be Christmas past, because I remember that was one of my favorite Christmas memories, was walking through Old Town completely dead. There's no one around, right? It's like 2 a.m., 2:30 on a Wednesday. and the whole city is lit up and the streets are ready and everything's got the Christmas lights and the pavilion's got the tree. And I just wandered all throughout. It started snowing. It was just magical. Yeah, that magic is dead. And it was all a lie.
Dead. It's not dead. It's an ember right now. And that ember needs to turn into a fire.
It was once a raging fire.
The fire of the phoenix.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I need all of your help. Let's bring the positivity of Christmas back into Casey's heart. Let's do this. Jason Taylor says he'll help. Yeah. I don't know what you
Jason, this doesn't mean that I'm going to stop watching my Hallmark movies.
No, he'll watch them.
No. There's always some stupid little thing that's still hanging on for unnecessary reasons.
We're gonna pull that thread until it unravels the whole Christmas sweater onto the floor, and you're wearing another Christmas sweater underneath it.
But it was better, more refurbished and ready for Christmas.
I don't know what I have to do. I don't know where these plans have to go, but I'm going to make sure that Christmas is alive and well in your heart. I'm going to find you something. I'm going to find it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the ultimate Christmas present, and it's going to happen. It's going to, this is going to be the experience, $10 experiences.
Yes. The time of the greatest story ever told, maybe.
We haven't even talked about Kanye West yet. This is a morning show, and I'm just trying to convince people that we're going to make Casey fall in love. All right, it's 7:52, everybody. Guys, I do have to tell you one thing, though, that I think is very important, on top of like saving Casey's Christmas experience and stuff like that. It's that you, too, can lose the weight just like me by joining Noom. This episode is brought to you by Noom, of course. They have daily life lessons, personal coaching sessions, and support groups, tracking systems, and more. They're not going to tell you what you can or can't eat because they don't believe in good or bad foods. They just believe in you. And they want to instead instill in you the knowledge and wisdom you need to make informed choices that fit your lifestyle. It's been helping me, and I think it could help you too. And I'm telling you, everyone's going to buy into Noom on our affiliate link down below in the description or on thescenesnobs.com. Everyone's going to buy into Noom in give it 6 months.
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to look at me and you're going to be like, oh my God, there's a real change.
Well, your energy's already back.
Yeah.
Actually, from the time you started to where you are now, you have definitely picked up, man. You are returning to form and I love it. Yeah. It's great.
I think because I want to do these charity events, these walks and stuff like that, every other month or something. Because I've always wanted to do maybe not Tough Mudder, but like that. I know you've done a million of them. You've done all the warrior stuff. But you're a gazelle, so shut up.
Spartan Race, Warrior Dash, Run Amok. I've done a couple of them.
I hate you because you're beautiful and you're wonderful and you can do that.
Why would you hate me for that?
I don't really hate you. I'm just kind of jealous of you. This is because you've done a bunch of those, and my answer to I've always wanted to do something like that is I'm going to do a 60-day walking challenge.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna. And this is my first challenge, so I'm excited to give it a shot. We'll make him so into Christmas he opens a bakery. Oh, we're going full homework.
Which my daughter just told me. She was like, Dad, I don't want to be a baker anymore because that's what she wanted to do. That was her future for a while. And I'm like, yep, because the Christmas spirit is dead.
No, I can fix this. I can fix this. If only we knew a baker that could maybe get her into it even more. A baker of cookies.
Perhaps with the last name.
Ding dong.
Of Kimball.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. Just hang in there because we will be back very shortly. Even if it's just me, because I know Casey has to take his morning constitutional.
You know me so well.
I know it's a piss, but I had to make a joke.
But it'll be a long one.
No. And I don't blame you because I woke you up right before and was like, let's get on.
I had my alarm go off. I woke up at 5. I was awake at 5:15 and then was like, no, I can totally close my eyes again. Bloop.
I'm just going to say goodbye to the kids. before they leave.
Absolutely.
And then I will be back on. And then, Casey, you jump in whenever you're ready.
Sounds good.
I love your faces. So hang in there with us. Don't leave us. We got a lot of show ready to go.
All the things now.
This Halloween, Blockbuster Video has a special treat for your whole family. You can take home any of these great Halloween classics for just $7.99. Or rent 2 movies and get them for $3.99. Now, if that's not a reason to scream, what is? Make it a Blockbuster fright.
Ah, you've come for my delicious cereal, Count Chocula.
It's chocolatey good.
With a devilishly good chocolatey flavor and tasty marshmallows.
Wrong here, Count. Kids come calling for my Frankenberry cereal. It's frightfully good with strawberry flavor and tasty marshmallows.
What a treat.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
We like both.
You can enjoy this good, nutritious breakfast with
Frankenberry. Count Chocula.
The scariest thing about Halloween is that everyone is beginning to look a lot alike. That's why we created the Boo Bazaar at Hallmark. We have an amazing array of awesome accessories, lapel pins, and clip-ons. Plus our exclusive Baby Boo and Boo Junior lines for kids. So this year, be an original. Scare up your costume at Hallmark's Boo Bazaar, because there's nothing more frightening than the same old thing.
Hi! There's another box over there.
Dunkin' Donuts for Halloween. So good, it's scary.
Dunkin' Donuts is proud to announce we've created a monster. Introducing a haunting collection of minis for Halloween.
They're alive! Alive!
Minis are a fraction the size of our regular donuts, but they have the power to attract very interesting guests to your Halloween parties.
More sprinkles!
Ever hear of a gift certificate that turns into a soft drink? Oh, it can happen this Halloween. When you give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates, kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink. Oh, what's that? A book of 20 Halloween gift certificates costs only $1. And can turn into 20 regular soft drinks. It must be the magic of Halloween.
Nobody can do what McDonald's can.
Nobody.
Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Golden flakes encrusted with honey, nuts, and brown sugar. Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. The trouble is, they taste too good.
Radio Shack is the place people go for specialty batteries for all kinds of things. Choose from over 1,000 batteries. Radio Shack has more power. Radio Shack.
Presenting Sheer Madness, Circuit City's Midnight Madness Sale. Thursday only till midnight. Circuit City will go raving mad with shocking reductions on hundreds of items. Save on this VHS VCR, just $169. This RCA 19-inch color TV with remote is a mere $266. Circuit City's Midnight Madness Sale. Get there by midnight before the curtain falls.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat forever.
Smell my feet.
They won't let us go.
Give us something good to eat.
You kidnapped the 4 missing people.
Watch Night of the Jack-o'-lantern on an all-new Goosebumps coming up next on Fox Kids Monster on a Saturday. But beware, you're in for the one and only scare.
Make them one of us!
Howdy, folks! Here's what's just off the truck at Big Lots. Wow! Halloween's just around the corner, so pick up these spooky fright frames. Just walk past them and creepy, and just $15.99 each. And you can decorate the house with these assorted 20-inch sculpture lights. Your choice, just $4.99 at Big Lots. One day it's this, one day it's that, but every day it's the bride. Wow!
What? There's something under the bed. I heard something.
There's nothing under the bed.
I heard something.
See, look, it's just Fluffy. He got scared by a dumb cat.
I wasn't scared.
I told you there was nothing under the bed.
Oh, I do enjoy an evening with a little light entertainment. But when your video heads get dirty, you lose your picture. Not a pretty sight. Happily, this new Polaroid video cassette will help you. It actually cleans your heads as it plays, so dirty heads needn't haunt you. New Polaroid video cassettes. Get the picture?
Can't be the real thing.
Attention, all monsters, vampires, ghosts, werewolves, and zombies. Your donuts are ready.
As Halloween approaches, you have to prepare yourself for what might happen. More orange sprinkles. It's a special time of year, and Dunkin' Donuts is dressing up their donuts for the occasion. And here's the werewolf. So come to Dunkin' Donuts and get into the spirit of Halloween.
We'd like some Halloween donuts, please.
Oh, of course.
At Target, we have everything you need for Halloween, including decorations that can turn any house into a haunted house and a frighteningly large selection of candy. Target, your first stop for Halloween.
Mummies everywhere are rushing to Carvo for the new Halloween ice cream cake, just $9.99. Have your mummy pick up some new ghosty cones too. The Halloween cake, $9.99.
This Halloween, he's coming with something they never expected. Cookies! Simply roll out Pillsbury sugar cookies, cut, bake, then create your own deliciously spooky cookies.
Woo! Woo!
Casey got back before I did.
The rarity. That was a good commercial, that last one. I like the Elvira commercial. I forgot about that one.
Man, it bothers me that there aren't enough good Halloween commercials anymore.
Well, I mean, most commercials now are, it's weird because the whole television has turned into streaming. So commercials are a weird thing. Now they're more a nuisance. Back in the day, you were being told things, but now we get most of our commercials through Facebook, Instagram, any other place to where we get to see neat things that we want to buy. So commercialization just changed.
But do that, people. Make those commercials, but for them. I'm more inclined to watch your commercial around Halloween time if you're selling something.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Halloween, or if it's Thanksgiving during Thanksgiving times, Christmas during Christmas time, like utilize that. But you know what is always still utilized? 4th of July.
Oh, always.
Always.
4th of July is still a good one. Well, I think really anything around May, the Memorial Day, and Labor Day. If anything about taking time off and being able to grill out, I think is still a huge one.
Yeah. Except how many grilling commercials do you see?
Okay, that's fair. Maybe I just talk about grilling so much that I always see it pop up on my feed, and I'm like, yes.
Buy Weber grills.
Fire and meat. Who doesn't love fire and meat?
When they went public, I bought stock in Weber grills.
Yeah. How you doing? Make your fortune on it?
Yeah, okay.
You're right there.
Right there. Almost. Get on it.
It's almost like a 44. You're about to have a $44 billion acquisition of your own.
I am? How am I?
In Weber Grills. You're going to take the world by storm.
I'd 100% be up for that because Weber Grills, man, they're the best. Shameless plug.
Please buy more grills so that way your stock can go up 4 cents.
A lot of people don't know. I sold electronics and appliances back in the day.
Yes, you did.
For a couple of years, and I know my stuff. I'm pretty good at it, and I know the good. I'm a terrible salesman in the sense that, like, I could sell you anything. I could sell water to a dolphin. I could sell bottled water to a dolphin. I could sell bottled water to a bottled nose dolphin.
There it is.
But I don't like to be pushy like that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that salesman mentality, but for some reason I'm good at it.
No, same. It's because we can talk and relate to people, and it's nice to be able to have that. It's a wonderful quality and a fantastic, a really good, useful tool. But sales suck. I hate sales because I feel like you have to sell a part of yourself. You have to get rid of a part of yourself, and you have to quell the part that says, "Well, here are the things that could go wrong," and instead just be like, "No, it's the greatest version of this thing ever. Nothing bad could ever happen."
Oh, I'm up on my Weber grill stock. Sweet. And it's October, so go figure.
There you go.
Now, but I didn't like selling things. I don't like I've done it. I've felt grimy and skeezy because, like, when you are in sales, they ask you to sell things. So I got to a point like I was like, I'm quitting. I'm only going to sell things I do believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what I stick by. I was like, I'm going with integrity on this, like, because it just makes me feel bad.
Yeah,
to sell
absolutely
stupid stuff. Like, they used to call me the Duke of Duracell in one of the jobs I had because they always had add-on contests from Duracell. Like, whoever sold the most in those batteries was, but I believe in Duracell. I only use Duracell.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes Energizer, but I feel like I'm cheating on Duracell when I do that. I like Duracell. I always have. So
fair enough. I mean, I was an AC Delco kid for a long time.
Well, that's when I was a kid, when we were poor.
Yeah. Now you go pick up the batteries that would last, for 10 uses.
10 uses. That's it. You turn on the flashlight that ninth time, and you're like, "Ooh, is this gonna stick?"
Flicker. Well, that's why horror movies were so realistic, because they all had AC Delco batteries.
Yeah, it just kind of ruined your time when cell phones were invented, because it was just like everybody has a flashlight now.
Yep.
Oh my God. You know what would be cool is if they made it kind of a staple in the paranormal world, that when paranormal energy, and I'm talking about movies,
mm-hmm.
paranormal energy is strong, it drains all battery.
Ooh.
Because that would solve so many things in horror movies.
Okay.
And not even paranormal, like any supernatural type of being, like they generate such an energy. I swear to God, this is going to show up in like 12 movies next week, but where if they're a strong being, which every one of them is going to be,
well, of course,
it drains
especially
all.
Yeah, your poltergeists can specifically drain all batteries, but then depending on what level of spirit they are, they can only drain certain types of batteries.
No,
Like,
I
that'd be
think
a
it should be all. I think it should be all.
it'd be a great use of a commercial if you made it that Duracell batteries couldn't be drained, but by the most powerful demons.
I agree. I'm trying to solve the problem of like cell phones being in movies today.
And I'm creating
Why
a
aren't you just calling
commercial.
the police? And and you're completely taking me away from it with
Well,
Duracell, and I can't fight you on it because I love Duracell.
And it's funny how you think about all the iterations of horror movies, the scary thing is always going back in time and having less, technology. So of course, right now, the idea of the 80s is still mind-boggling, and that's probably why it's so sexy and big right now, because going to a summer camp, that remoteness, that fear, the fact that you don't have a signal, Starlink is going to ruin that. You have signals everywhere.
I like how it goes right back to Starlink.
Yeah. Still upset with them.
Oh my God. Harvey Weinstein, man.
Aren't we done with him? Isn't he in prison?
No, he's got another thing going on right now.
Oh, that's right. That was New York. Now he's in LA getting.
And I don't even like this poor woman. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it
all the women who had to deal with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I know. It's just, but like they just put it like in the forefront on the New York Post, and you're just like, all right. So it just says, Dirty Dancing actress claims Harvey Weinstein masturbated on her breasts and face. Sexual proclivities aside, like actual consensual sexual proclivities, not Harvey Weinstein, that dirt.
Right.
Whatever you're into, you're into. I mean, as long as it's not hurting anyone, and I'm talking about consensually.
Yes.
Whatever you're into.
Yes. Both parties are involved and enjoying, or multiple parties if you're into that.
But you just know, because like it says she was a 22-year-old. She was an actor on the Dirty Dancing Havana. Well, first of all, they say Dirty Dancing actor in the headline, but it's actually Havana Nights. I mean, calm down. Because you're immediately like, is it Jennifer Grey? Like
that? Yeah, no. Immediately, I was like, well, was it the sister? Was it the girlfriend?
Yeah. It's like, where do we go with this? But no,
it could have been Jennifer Grey, was it?
It's the sequel. So yeah, you read that, and then you read like her age and stuff like that, and you're just like, man, you're just a scumbag.
Yep.
Anyway, let's keep going. So Elon Musk
completes another scumbag. How many scumbags are we going to talk about today? It's scumbag.
That's all the news, dude. That is
Snobs.
all the news. There's levels of scumbag here. Like, you can hate Elon Musk, and that's fine. I don't hate him. I don't care. Just and I think he gets a lot more hate for just being rich.
Yeah, true. And I don't really hate him as much as I'm terrified by him.
Yeah, I just think
he's a Bond villain who's succeeding right now.
I don't even think he's a Bond villain. Like, I think he's just an asshole with a lot of money, and I'll take the dollar on that. But
fair.
I don't think he's setting out to destroy the world or kill anybody. Like, a Bond villain wants chaos. Wants the chaos. I don't think he wants the chaos. I think he just has a lot of money, and he kept quiet for so long and just played by the rules, got his money, did his thing. And then, secretly he was doing dastardly things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not absolving him of anything. And then he turned around and he was just like, you know what? And he kept getting pushed back anyway. He was like trying to come off like a nice guy and everything like that. And it was just pushing back. And I think that he just finally was like, what am I doing? What? I've got all the money in the world. I'm going to do whatever I want. That's he's the loose cannon.
A loose cannon who's a product of chaos, who has decided he has to impregnate as many women as possible to repopulate the world so he can prepare his army to go to Mars and then just rule that planet from day one.
Which is fine. Go ahead.
He's like a super Bond villain.
That's not a Bond villain, in my opinion.
He's better than a Bond villain because he's not trying to kill anyone here. He's almost Magneto.
That's a cult leader.
Yeah.
I would love for him to just take over Mars. And then take everyone we don't like with you.
I mean, I'm going.
You're going?
If I can go to Mars, I'm going absolutely, 100%.
Wait. We just, so in our fictional minds of Elon Musk is going to create his own colony on Mars with his own people.
Yep.
You're going.
Yeah, because everybody needs a comedy guy, and I could be the comedy history guy.
How funny would it be if the Scene Snobs, like we did this remotely, you from Mars and me on Earth, and you're miserable every day, and you're just like, I miss Christmas, and I'm like, of course you do. You're on Mars. Idiot.
You know what else? You know what else I got to eat today? Potatoes again.
Matt Damon was right. This is the worst.
But in 30 years, that could be a great thing. Who knows?
In 30 years, it ain't gonna matter because your kidneys will explode from all of the starch.
I mean, that's fair, but my body will feel better because of less gravity.
I don't know that. I mean, listen, take it from a guy who would love some less gravity right now. I don't know that that's true. And we got to pick and choose who he takes, because honestly, there's a few people I want him to stay. You could take Jeff Bezos on your, and you can even take his big blue penis.
No, you can't take Jeff Bezos, because then it's going to start a war on Mars. And you know what I don't want to be part of? Is
not
a
my
war
problem.
on
You're
Mars.
going. You chose. I'm staying on Earth.
I'm not taking Bezos. Bezos can have the moon.
I want all rich people to go to Mars and have a great life.
Oh, Richard Branson would be dope. I'd hang out with Richard Branson.
No, he's got to stay. He actually runs his business. It's pretty good. He gives women like full and husbands like full 6 months of of maternity and paternity leave. You know, like,
which should be norm in our society. So
should be 100% should be, but it isn't. Because people,
society.
Well, that's how you keep the pawns moving.
Well, man, everybody's got to make that money. It's more about the almighty dollar, don't you know?
It's true. Yeah. Let's get off Elon, because God knows Elon's getting off right now on Twitter.
Hey-o.
What else we got? So Kanye, I want to get your opinion on Kanye before.
Okay, I've got some.
All right, Kanye West. Kind of laugh. Did you see the TikTok I made yesterday? And it's just me, but it's me like outside of an easy spirit, kind of just looking around, and it just says yay after he lost Adidas and got kicked out of Skechers. This dude rolled into Skechers unannounced.
Yep.
And you know what he's there for. Wants you to be the ones. Wants you to be. First of all, you went from Adidas to Skechers.
Look, man, you can knock on Skechers, but Skechers is huge.
It is huge.
Yep.
That's why I went straight to Easy Spirit. But you're not going to tell me that Skechers, in the coolness factor of sneakers, isn't a demotion from Adidas. I wear Skechers.
Skechers are comfortable. They work. They have those cool fitness Skechers that you're supposed to wear that have the big
Skechers.
Bow in them,
They're great, especially for giants like me.
They have some.
I have a size 18 foot, and I wear Skechers.
Perfect.
So, fine, but it's not Adidas.
True, it is not Adidas.
I would, if I had to do it, I would say Nike. Adidas is like maybe a slither under that.
Mm-hmm.
Only because Michael Jordan owns like half of Nike, so kind of puts it up in the cool factor. And you got LeBron's, and you got so it is what it is. Then you have Reebok, which is not a slither above Adidas. It's like a couple of notches. Then I put Skechers.
Well,
and I'm not talking about women's shoes, because
I'm saying New Balances are ahead of Skechers.
Really?
Oh yeah, with as many trail runners and all the comfort they have. Yeah, I mean,
he's going to get kicked out of a New Balance next, or
a Saucony.
Dude, remember Steve Madden?
Yes. How do I not remember Steve Madden? Of course.
Dude, that turned into a nightmare real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got kicked out of Skechers. This dude lost $2 billion. He's worth $400 million now, which is more money than you and I will ever see. Well, maybe not you. On Mars, you could probably have that much, but
I could do that for Mars. I could get some cash up there.
Because Elon's money will matter on Mars.
Well, I'll be hobnobbing with everyone, so it'll be pretty cool, and he'll have Elon bucks, I'm sure, or something like that.
The Scene Snobs break up all of a sudden because like he's like, I want both snobs, or you have to start your own show, and it's just like you go to Mars, and it's like an off-brand. It's like it's not quite Scene Snobs. It's like the Scene Snot or something like that.
The Scene Snubs.
The Scene Snubs. And like you're their entertainment, their core entertainment up there, but I wouldn't go. So like we break up. So like you're on Mars for a few years, you get real depleted, it turns real bad. You somehow are able to finagle yourself onto a ship to come back. I don't know, some sort of cargo ship. And then you come back, and then like we have a reunion show on the rooftop of the Apple building in the UK. And we don't sing. We just sit there. We literally just talk our crap.
Yeah, we just have a full 24 hours on top of the Apple building doing that. And I'm going to be
10 years
very
later,
sad,
you're
though,
shot outside of your hotel in New York.
because I'll have 80 billion space bucks. So I'll return with all these Elon bucks and be like, well, they're not redeemable here. This is annoying.
Space snobs.
Space snobs.
One. That's not plural. I'm not going.
No, the best part is, what if we meet in the middle and just find some defunct space station that's still floating around, and you and I just take it as the ISS space snob?
If you can get me to the moon without all the pomp and circumstance of it, I'll go. Like I can just get on a jet and fly to the moon.
Okay. Yeah, no, the pomp and circumstance of it.
I don't want all of those G-force crap.
I just want some carrier that could just take me up, maybe once we build the tower, I'm sure there will be some sort of space elevator.
And the moon and the moon has to be like the whatever is set up on the moon once we colonize that has to be exactly like life here. I want no inconvenience whatsoever.
I want to be able to walk outside without my helmet.
That's true. Well, not outside. I get it. I mean, I understand science and whatnot. I need the oxygen. Why can't we build? I can't believe I'm doing this, but remember, who remembers Highlander 2? I realize where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Why can't we build that ozone layer thing that he built? Why can't we? Can we not come out with our own atmosphere machine?
Well, we could, but unfortunately, the immortals would have to admit their existence, and I don't think they're ready for that yet.
I don't care. I almost cursed. I'm not doing it. I already did enough. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know why I keep saying I don't care.
Apparently you don't care.
That's just
you
my,
want the immortals to be there.
To I want the ozone layer thing. I want it. Not even for here, just for the moon and for Mars.
Right. I think it's smart.
Well, it depends on who moves to Mars. Like if you move to Mars, then yes, put the ozone layer thing on. If it's just people I don't care about, then I don't care.
Hey, it's going to be exciting either way. I just want to be part of a colony. I think that's an incredible thing. If we could go underwater, I would do that too.
I would go to space if I had a TARDIS. That's it. That is literally it. That's the only thing I would assuredly go to space in.
Have you been working towards it? Have you been trying to communicate with the doctor?
Oh man, I wish I could. Man, are you kidding me? Get a TARDIS? That thing, because no matter what, even when it was stranded, was fine.
Yeah, even when you can hang out of it and it still has like a layer around it, so you open the door and just look into space.
Just look into space, just stare off. Awesome. It can't be pulled into a black hole. Like it's just that's the best. Is that the best space travel machine?
I mean, there's few that would touch it because it's as big as it needs to be inside.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is it's got multiple bedrooms, swimming pool. It's got everything.
Yeah. It's so much. I mean, and there's been so many great episodes where they explore that. It is amazing that you can have an endless journey just inside the TARDIS.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Also terrifying when you realize what powers it. It's just a constantly destroyed, rebuilding sun at the core of it.
And sentient. It's sentient.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part. Yeah, it's so nuts. I love it though.
Its defense systems could be other versions of yourself trying to stop you from going places. That's just terrifying. I don't need to see another me somewhere I've had that experience, and I'm pretty sure one of them is going to be evil eventually. So if I haven't met the evil version of me yet, there's somebody out there.
I hope you meet a version of yourself, right? I hope this happens. You meet a version of yourself. Keep in mind, people, this is all the way from Kanye, and we haven't even talked about his anti-Semitism. So I hope you meet an evil version of yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys connect, and he's the greatest human being on the planet. And then you have to start realizing, you're like, wait, am I the evil one?
Oh, over time, start to realize that I, in fact, was the evil one the whole time. That where they started was just like, all right, this is a really great guy. He's got wonderful genetics, but he's pretty evil.
There's your eye opener.
My evil won't manifest until I'm like 43, so I'm right here at the corner, getting ready.
Well, your doppelgangers are all over the place. I mean,
They
we're just at a point, you know.
That's what I'm saying. It's Orphan Black, but in a really weird way, because they all bartend or have bartended.
Yeah. They really have. It's kind of disturbing.
A lot of them are mild manner, and I don't know how to feel about that. So I know I'm different from them.
Oh yeah, no, you were definitely not the same person.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy.
It's very Orphan Black, man. It's my Tatiana Maslany moment.
She's so cute. She's adorable.
She's an incredible actress.
I know.
Love seeing her. She's a powerhouse.
She's just adorable.
Stunning woman. Yep.
I think adorable gets a bad rap. I think if you call a woman adorable, but I use adorable interchangeable. It can be for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean like you're just the cutest thing in the world. Like it's just, like she smiles and you're like, on that show, and you're just kind of like, oh, you brighten a room.
Yeah, brighten a room. There you go. I like that. I feel like my struggle with her is that whole show when she's trying to go on a date, when she was trying to find a date in She-Hulk. And she's like, I can't find a date. No one will date me. And she goes on all these dates and everyone's so disinterested. I'm like,
no, she goes on
dating
one
app? Yeah.
Remember, she goes on one and then the guy bails on her and says, you got this, right? Makes her pay.
Well, I mean, she's a successful lawyer. Come on.
I know, but he should have at least split it. Like, I mean, come on.
Messing, yeah. That's brutal.
2-minute warning. Giselle reportedly gave Tom Brady an ultimatum or she's gone for good. I don't know how, man. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. She doesn't want to continue. She doesn't want him to continue to get injured and not be able to enjoy life in the future. She's doing it for her family and insider claims.
I mean, I get that.
I completely get that. And you've again, if you're a quarterback who's like considered one of the best ever, right? Wait, hold on. Mikey the Band-Aid says, what? That's not how you handle that situation. Which situation? What situation is that?
I'm so confused. Which situation? Oh, probably the dating situation.
Her?
Yeah.
Well, how did she handle it? She just became She-Hulk, right?
Walking away and not sticking someone with the tab. Yeah.
Oh, I always let my dates pick up my that's good. All right. And that hit me. I wasn't quite sure where it was going. I love that. Yeah, I know we've been talking about Tom Brady the past few weeks, and I feel bad. Like, I feel bad that he's going through this, but at the same time, like, if that, and listen, as a guy who's stubborn as hell and doesn't like ultimatums, my wife is probably the only one who can give me an ultimatum, and I would at least like not be too stubborn as to not listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a fair ultimatum because there are
absolutely.
injuries and your body's getting older, and if you were a guy who never got a Super Bowl ring, but you've always been on the cusp, and you finally got one with this team, the Tampa Bay Bucks, after all these years, and you're considered one of the best. Now, this is hypothetical. And you're like, I can go back and get another one. And then maybe argue with her a little bit, like, listen, I know I'm older, but I have a little more left in the tank, and I think I can get another one. And I just want that too. This dude has more rings than he knows what to do with, and his wife is beautiful and been by his side the entire time. The beauty factor isn't, the main factor, but it helps. So when it comes down to it, like, you chose wrong and you screwed up.
I'm going to give it to him here. There's two factors here that play a massive part in this. Number one, I'm not in this man's head, and I've never been the best at anything I've ever done to the level where I am completely and only associated with that. So he would be losing part of his identity in his 40s. The idea that you have to retransition into something that you've never been, and he may not want to coach. He may not want to remain in the game in that way. So I kind of see where it would be a struggle for him to let go. I see how it would be so difficult for him to separate who he is and try to become dad or whatever else he's going to try to be, because all of those have been side gigs. You know, even being a husband has been a side gig because he's been Tom Brady this whole time. It's like a Michael Jordan thing. When you're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, it's really hard to get yourself down off of that level. So I understand that. At the same token, this is also a guy who's had his back broken, who has been through some pretty serious injuries. We're seeing kids who are 28 who are now retiring, you know, who they're done. They haven't even hit their stride in what they could be their peak, but they made a $200 or $200 million in those 6 years they played. So they're out. They're done.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they fear the injury. I mean, we've seen the Eric Dickersons. We've seen those people who have struggled because they got jacked up after we watched all of the amazing highlight reels of all the great things they did. And then they get, you know, mutilated when we see their bodies 20 years later and they can't walk. They can't function. They can barely, you know, pour themselves orange juice in the morning. So, no, I think Giselle's right here 100%. I think he's an idiot to keep going. I also understand that I'm not in his shoes, and that's a lot of stuff to try to fulfill to yourself, to have to wake up every morning and say, I'm not that guy anymore. What's that like? So, and I hope that the Scene Snobs will teach me that when we reach the pinnacle of the zenith and we are the ultimate, and all I will know myself as is the madman. That would be dope. But I don't have to worry about getting hit by a linebacker who's some kid who's 24 trying to prove a name for himself, and he's lightning fast with this incredible strength, who's able to tear a bear apart. I don't need that. I don't need to get hit with that. So I do side with Giselle on this. I think he does need to step down or admit that he doesn't want the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to admit that you're enthralled with your career and it's all you want to do, and it's where you spend most of your time and your focus and your energy. That's fine if that's who you are. I don't knock that at all, but be honest.
See, I agree with you on that, and I think your points are valid and it works. I'm on the different end because I've put this ahead of my family before, and that became a strain.
Yep.
And and when that became a strain and I reassessed, I would drop, as much as I love this and as big as it's getting, knock wood, and as well as we're doing,
huge.
If it came between my family, I'd walk away from it in a second. Like, because I know I want that more.
Right.
Because I even gave up my dream of filmmaking for that. Like, I could not be a filmmaker today, like on the level I was working towards.
Right.
With the family the way I have it. It's and then there's an old saying too, the price of being an artist is the people you love and everything around you that makes you happy. And I'm not saying that that's exactly a truth, but it is a deep cut quote, because
there's some realities, because you have to miss some holidays. You have to miss things. There's a chance
you ain't
that
missing this holiday. I'm telling you that much.
If there's schedules and you have to miss a birthday, stuff happens. It's life, It's, what are you going to do when it's a matter of, I have to make money to survive, to feed, to support and bring in for my family, versus want to spend the time with my family? It's the Bob Cratchit syndrome.
You're really laying this on, man. You know what's going to happen. It's going to happen. Casey is just foreshadowing his own retirement dilemma when the time comes.
It's 100%. Mike, it's 100%.
Hey, Kathleen. What's up,
Good morning, Kathleen.
We're getting people back. That's awesome. We had people go away for a little too long. That's why when we take those morning breaks, that one morning break at the 8 o'clock hour. But I'm sorry, people. That's when my kids are leaving for school and I want to say goodbye to them. They're not awake when I'm up to start this.
Right.
And that's when they're getting ready to walk out the door, and I need to say goodbye to them. So, so it's really my fault, but I will try and be quicker, so that way we can get back to you lovely people.
It's all right, man. Just a few more pounds, and you'll be jogging up and down those stairs. It won't even matter anymore.
Oh my God. So my wife and I have been silent treatmenting each other the past 2 days.
That's always healthy.
It's never healthy. But like, it's not when our silent treatment is, we still talk because you can't honestly not talk. But like when you're upset with each other, you kind of just avoid each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm saying this, I'm not putting anything out there. There was a loud bang downstairs, and I was upstairs. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd taken another bath. I took a shower, took a bath, and then was just chilling. Because now everybody, I take baths because my knees are pretty much shot. My feet are pretty much shot. Everything hurts. So, but when I take a bath, and now that I'm walking more and stuff like that, it makes them feel a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Baths are wonderful, and they're underrated. I think we all should be taking at least one bath a week.
I'm aiming for like 3 or 4.
There you go.
It just helps with my knees. It's so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it hurts afterwards. Like I have to lay down, but I don't know if it like it regenerates them or something over like a course of a few hours or something. It just feels a lot better.
Being good to your body and to yourself will regenerate over time.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And but last night I got out of the bath. My knees are still hurting. They're a little swollen. My feet were still hurting a little bit. I'm laying in bed, just kind of chilling, and a loud bang hits, and I heard nothing after that. I have not run down a flight of stairs so fast in 20 years.
That's amazing.
No, probably less than 20 years, but like it's getting closer and closer to 20 years. Each passing year is like, I'm getting older. Probably I'd say about like 30 when was the last time I know I could run with no problem. But remember, I broke myself and was injured on the job years ago. So my body doesn't function as normally as it should. That's not even just because of the weight. I was thin then. So now with the weight, like I hauled now. Now, it's not like Casey or a normal human being.
Oh, first of all, how dare you call me normal, sir?
I didn't call you a normal human being. I said it's not like Casey or a normal.
Wise choice of words.
It's not like Casey on Mars where you're just gone. No.
What is he doing now? He's jogging with a rover. He's trying.
You're
to
not normal, dude. You move too fast. Like you do. You just move too fast. Like it's so weird. It's like the hare and the tortoise just are friends, and we have a show together.
Yeah.
And you're too fast for me, and it's just like, dude, come on, man. So, but I hauled down those stairs so quick to go see what happened, make sure she was okay, and she was fine. Like she just dropped, like I forget what she dropped. She just dropped something big and it fell over. And I was like, oh. And when that adrenaline came down, my knees were like, oh no, you didn't.
Oh, do you realize what you've done?
Like I'm the type of guy who puts his foot up on the top on the first step, looking at all of the steps, and it's just like, here we go, Everest. It's coming. Because I just know my knees are going to be hurting by the time I get up to the top. And I do it, and I get up there, and I'm fine. But I'm like, this is my nightmare. But to have to run down the stairs and then walk back up, because it's still like silent treatment.
Yeah, so yeah. So you're not even. So it's going down to check, and then like you have, I'm sure the I've seen your look of worry and the concern on your face. It's you're very expression filled. So there's a lot going on. So I just imagine you seeing this, verifying everything's good, the brain checks out, and then going back into the silent face and being like, fine.
And I was the more silent one in this scenario, not so much her. And so like it's really on me. So to be that worried and run down the stairs, and then that was my penance. It was like, oh, you're extra hurt now. Get your butt back up the stairs, fat boy.
And now get your mean face back on.
No, I didn't. I was like, are you all right? Are you all right? And she told me what happened. I was like, okay, good. And then I looked at those stairs, and I'm like, this is not gonna be pretty. Like, it's just not.
but that's all right. I mean, you're getting there.
That's fair. Nobody is upset with you for being a good dad. I'm not saying you're upset. I am saying that we had 10 listeners earlier, and now we have 3. And I love those 3.
Hey, man, our first hour is always our strongest hour.
I don't think that's true. I think we're good all hours. It's a 3-hour show. You can take breaks. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. See, the ones who stick around, the specials.
They know.
The guys and gals who are here for us. I've officially reached the age where my feet hurt when I first wake up in the morning. Aren't you like 26? That's not okay.
No. She's having her first pains. That's what she's saying. Because I remember my first pains when I was in my late 20s, and I was like, "Oh, is this what people are talking about when they get older?" No, Kathleen, that's not what we're talking about. Because now hips hurt weirdly. The neck when you sleep wrong, that's still the worst.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I guess we can't compare ourselves to a woman, especially a woman who's had a baby either.
Well, all bodies change, bro. All bodies change. Everybody.
Oh yeah, no. I know that. I know we can commiserate, but I don't think I can never compare myself to a woman who's had a baby or more.
She went through way more badass stuff than I ever do. You know what I'm saying? The idea of carrying a child, you carried a life inside of you.
But your body morphs when you have a baby.
Yeah, your body was doing
and I'm not
stuff.
just talking about the belly. I remember when Mary was pregnant and how big her feet got.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were always hurting and swollen. And she's like, yeah, I'm a bigger shoe size now. And I'm just like, I mean, take it from a guy who's size 18, and I was size 17 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just size 18. I don't know what's going. I don't know why I'm still growing. I don't know what. I cannot understand.
Well, the funny part is it's all happening in your feet because your feet are going, we have to become bigger to handle more mass that's moving.
Here's the weird part, though. It's not like my feet are I have narrow feet. It's
they haven't gotten wider at all?
I mean, with the weight, they've gotten a little wider, but they're still very narrow. I would say they're
maybe the shoe sizes got weird. Maybe I blame the shoe sizes. Yeah. Whoever manufactured them. Do not put your feet. Do not put your feet. No, that is our OnlyFans, and I refuse to let you start taking that money away from that.
Feetfinder.com.
Oh, my goodness.
Kathleen says it's exhausting to grow a human.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
Outside of the womb as well, but I can't even imagine inside. Ooh.
But radical.
Although.
Such a cool superpower.
Our little snoblet is coming soon. Casey,
look at that. Hey. Hi, how you doing?
I like how Casey just I'm not touching that.
You're still staying at your house and I'm at mine until you're done. Once the gestation period is complete, you let me know.
The baby comes out and Casey's like, I'm going to Mars. See ya.
Yeah.
You can't pay me in Elon bucks.
Nope. So unfortunately, you ain't got them Elon bucks, so I got to go.
I'm glad my feet didn't grow. I have too many cute shoes. Oh, good. I mean, I have 2 pairs of New Balances. One are blue and one are black, and I got a pair of Crocs. That's as far as it goes.
I have completely sworn off all of my cutesy shoes. I have my good, nice dress shoes, and I still have my cool boots that I'll wear on occasion. But all my sneakers and stuff, had to get rid of the Chucks. Had to get rid of everything that had no arch support. I went to full on New Balances because I was like, well, I mean, these are the most comfortable shoes. I understand all of the dads I used to see 15, 20 years ago wearing New Balances. I get it. I am there. Comfort is king. And I want to be able to keep this body going longer. So I'm going to try to do some nice things to it every once in a while.
I remember when my kids, before they knew what Nike was, they knew Nike, the name, but they didn't really know what do Nikes look like. And they're starting to get.
So they knew she was the goddess of victory in Greece?
What? No.
Yeah.
Actually, Tommy probably knows that because he's really into the Percy Jackson books.
Awesome. Yeah, he should know.
And actually it's funny because he'll go to school and we're not religious. I believe in God. Mm-hmm. I dig Jesus. I think Jesus was an awesome dude. Even if it's theory, it's kind of like when people are like, well, Jesus isn't real. Why do you follow his followings? Do you like Superman? Yeah, Superman's awesome. Same thing. Jesus is cool too.
Believe in truth, justice, and the American way. Or I believe in, just being kind to your fellow man, and
I just imagine Jesus with saying that. I imagine Jesus being like, "I'm all about that true justice and American way." That's what every Christian thinks. Every Christian in America thinks
in
that
America,
that's what
yeah,
Jesus
in the United
thinks.
States, that's absolutely
A guy who wasn't even white.
Yep.
Who in their mind was.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Blonde hair, blue-eyed white guy that looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Who drinks Budweiser and
drinks Budweiser.
has a sweet
Who turns water into Budweiser.
There you go. With a sweet mullet and his big 12 gauge that's at the top of his rack. That's
Jesus loves
actually
guns.
the barrels are in the style of the American flag. Well, no, because you have to defend.
Not the American flag, the stars and bars, man.
Oh God.
Because that's what Jesus was in America.
Yeah.
Not a Middle Eastern man who believed in peace, love, and happiness and taking care of your fellow man.
Who believed in basically
he believed in the
teachings of
American way.
Buddha. Yeah, he believed in the American way, 100%.
Oh my God!
And his apostles were all GI Joes. We all
Can
know.
somebody
how
type
works.
in Jesus Christ in an AI algorithm and just see what happens? Or just type in Jesus Christ America in an AI algorithm and just let me know how this goes.
That's our homework for next week. We have to find out what the average American thinks Jesus is, or who they imagine their Jesus is.
Oh my God, I can't remember the last time I wore heels, but I'm glad they all still fit. I want to wear nice. That's all. Well,
I can't remember the last time I wore heels either, but let me tell you what, Kathleen, they are fantastic.
You tell John, take you out for a nice steak dinner.
Heck
And
yeah!
you put them heels on.
Darn
Get the
tootin'.
babysitter and get out.
Yo, we'll babysit on her. Just throw her in front of the screen, and we'll just hang out and talk to her.
We'll
Video
talk to her, yeah.
babysitting.
So honor. And we'll do a completely kid-friendly episode.
100%.
Oh my
We'll
God.
get Jack and River and Tommy in this thing.
Yeah.
And just all
Turning
the
water
kids
into
hanging.
blood. Isn't that just water still? You're not wrong.
With rice adjutant.
So which one has more beer in it? Bud Seltzer or Budweiser?
That's a really good question. We should send that one over to the frogs. Frogs?
Same thing.
Bud. Wise. There's your commercial.
I love that. Yeah. Bud, give us a call. So with Halloween coming up, I thought it would be fun to discuss. Like we're going towards the last hour, and we're going to get into some more news and stuff, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about Halloween a little bit. Now, everybody who doesn't know, tonight we're going to be live again. It's never too much snobs, I promise.
You can always have more snobs.
Tonight is our downtown Julie Braun Scene Snobs Halloween Bash, which we had to change the name to not get sued.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially the Downton. I love the Downton touch. The Downton Julie Braun Scene Snobs Halloween Extravaganza.
My wife pointed that out. She's like, "Don't she own the rights to that?" I'm like, "I don't know," and I couldn't find it, so I was like, "I'm just gonna change it.
It's way smarter." And then we've got to figure out the Martha Quinn New Year's Bash.
Oh my God, should we do that? Should we just make all of our live specials VJs?
All the original MTV VJs.
I love this. The Kurt Loder Memorial Day special.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God.
I know. I think if we did the Kurt Loder, it would have to be like our news hour.
Does it have to be just MTV VJs, or can we throw a Matt Pinfield in there somewhere?
I mean, Matt Pinfield would work. I'm okay with a Matt Pinfield.
I
feel like we'd have to do him for a more obscure one, like the Matt Pinfield Memorial Day Bash.
I love it. John's
John Sensio Valentine's Day special. No, now it's the John Sensio Valentine's Day special.
No, we have to change the name to not get sued, not the Valentine's. The John Sensio Valentine's Day special. There you go.
And okay, soft J though. Let's make it the Jan Sensio.
The Jan Sensio Valentine's Day special. Oh my God. I want to do this now.
That's locked.
I was going to talk Halloween, but I'm out now.
You want to look up all of the VJs?
Yeah, I can't remember all their names. We got to change the Martha Quinn one. I know. You know what? You want to know why I remember Martha Quinn for the most?
What if we do Marty Quinn? The Marty Quinn.
The Quinn has to have one N.
One N. The Marty Quinn St. Patrick's Day special.
Jan Cincio.
Jan Cincio.
Oh, the St. Patrick's Day. That's perfect. The Marty Quinn with one N. And that's what we call it. Marty Quinn with one N St. Patrick's Day special. And that's Casey's birthday, so that's even better.
That's huge. I love it.
The Marty Quinn with one N St. Patrick's Day Scene Snobs special, and also Casey's birthday extravaganza.
It's perfect. It's not
writes
too wordy.
itself.
It's done. It's right there.
I think that people need to know something about me in a big way.
Yeah.
And if they haven't figured it out yet, all right, I think that long, obnoxious titles to things are the best.
Oh, agreed. The longer, the better.
I love them.
Well, that's how we came up with this one for the Halloween bash.
That is true. That is it. So it turns out that Downtown Julie Brown is not an original MTV VJ.
What?
The original 5 in 1981 were Martha Quinn, Mark Goodman, Nina Blackwood, Alan Hunter, J.J. Jackson.
Okay. So we are absolutely going to have the Nina Blackwood Labor Day sit back, relax party.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
That's got to happen too.
The J.J. Jackson, Scene Snob USA Today. No, I can't call it USA Today.
USA Today. USA Now. The USA
J.J.
Now.
Jackson, Scene Snobs, God Bless America, 4th of July bash.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
And then how about the Allie Hunter get ready for your the Alan Hunter Easter egg hunting special.
No. I got it.
All right. What is it? Out with
the
it.
Mark Good Friday Man Holiday Easter Bash.
Holiday Easter Bash. I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, and then it's going to be the Bill Bellamy.
Oh my God! You went right to Bill Bellamy.
The Bill Bellamy. Oh, come on. The Bill Bellamy pre-Super Bowl fiesta. So we'll do it before the Super Bowl starts.
The Nina Blackwood Stove Turkey overnight Scene Snob special.
Are we doing another late night Thanksgiving?
Yeah, if you're in for it. I usually do. So for anybody who doesn't know, we've done it the past 3 years. We do an overnight special on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving night, we start around 11 p.m. I think we go like 4 or 5 hours or so. And the reason we do that is because we know Thanksgiving is that time where maybe a lot of people don't get a chance to go and see family, or they're kind of stuck and they're by themselves. We've had a lot of people reach out to us over the years. I mean, there are some people who only watch that special and they don't do anything else with the Scene Snobs.
True.
But they appreciate that special. And, because they may be alone, they're not doing anything. So, we take to like coming on, maybe being entertaining just for that night. So if you don't have anything to do, and you're kind of, just want to hang around or something, hang out with us. So on Thanksgiving night, we start around 11 p.m. We go for a few hours or so. And then, we'd love for you guys to join.
It's fantastic. And it's a wonderful time. And it's, something we're able to share because some of us, not Mick, are, alone occasionally on Thanksgiving and, are just by ourselves. And, we understand.
I invited you for Thanksgiving. I don't
understand that working, eating like a banquet dinner, during that time can be hard because I've done it.
I have invited you over for Thanksgiving.
So Ed Lover, I think, is one we should definitely use for Valentine's.
You cannot gloss over that. He still hasn't given an answer, by the way, folks. Yeah, I mean, it's a good time every year. Mm-hmm. The Scene Snobs talking about Yee's anti-Semitism. I can't even.
Night. The Scene Snobs talking about Yee's anti-Semitism Thanksgiving night special.
I can't do it. I can't. I've worked away from Yee so much this episode, but all right, let's just get into it.
Do it. It's
this
time.
Guy, man.
All right. Terrible. Before the school closes.
before we get into how terrible he is, because we will, trust me, we have plenty to say about that. I want to say, although I believe that everything he's saying and all of his actions are his own, and he should be held to consequences for it, this guy is off his meds. He's completely become such a huge problem. What I truly believe in my core, and I'm not going to say names, that people closest to him at one time in his life, sort of like a family unit, I think pushed for him to be off his meds so that way he came off the way he did for more ratings. That's not substantiated. I don't know that for a fact. Timelines show that it was kind of like that. And there are certain like celebrities that I truly believe in some way, shape, or form, they put their ratings ahead of mental health or even physical health in some ways, stuff like that. And that's been proven. And I think that is one of the things that led to this. And rather than help him when it was too late and he's too far gone, you drop him. And now you add all of that extra mental anguish onto this guy. That being said, he's being a real dirtbag with everything he's saying. And I would say it in curse form, but I don't know that I could afford it anymore.
We've gotten pretty high up there.
This is our last show, and I feel like gotten in pretty hardcore here.
So I want to throw it out there in line with what you're saying. Because you are definitely bringing up a valid point that as much as I dislike what this man is saying, and I disagree wholeheartedly with most of what he says and really how he kind of believes and acts to some degree, not entirely, I will say that, it's difficult to mock someone who has a severe mental health issue, which he clearly does, when he's not taking care of himself and we see the struggles that he's going through. He's managed to blow up something that he could have potentially left for his family. He's actually put himself in a worse position, and he continues to lose friends and family and people around him because he's not taking care of himself. So I think this is a great moment to highlight that mental health is something that you need to take care of. It is a point of importance in your life. If anyone is struggling with it, find someone, reach out. There are people out there. There are programs out there. There is something that will get you on track that will be able to help you live a more full and happy life. That said, this guy, you can't speak with the platform he has and expect to be able to say anything and get away with it. People want to keep calling it cancel culture. It's straight up consequences and being held accountable to your actions. So we're watching Kanye now get taken to task. And as much as I like seeing the rich fall, because I do. There's something about it. Everyone loves Americans love a good underdog story. I love a good comeback story. I also love watching the mighty fall, especially when they're being shown to be thin, to not have the moral character that everyone was hoping they would just because they're really good at something. You can be an incredible artist and still be a nightmare human. And we've seen that time and time again. And I think that we're getting this now. It should be the message, I think, shouldn't be lost, that take care of your mental health. I think that's the big overriding.
Let's make fun of Ye. No. The reason I wanted to say that was because we saw him, and I do think he was used early on.
Oh, agreed.
On one side of the equation. And now I think a lot of it is he's being used by the other side of the equation. The more conservative media party. And, he's got such a big name. He's such a huge force in media and just entertainment in general.
I mean, he's a phenomenally talented artist. You can't take that away. His ear for music and what he's able to find in his lyricism is fantastic.
I mean, it is kind of ironic. You go back and listen to some of his songs and what he's saying today, and you're like, kind of funny. It's kind of funny. It's like there's some irony there. Like it's just all about getting that money, and then he loses $2 billion.
Well, when you're all about the money, and that's all you covet.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? I don't covet money, and that's why I don't have any. So
Samesies.
No, so he's being used on this other side. Now, with that being said, both sides having used him and diminishing his mental health through all of this process, he's still a guy. You're still in charge of your own actions and things that you're saying. The things that you're saying are vile and disgusting, and you're not even doubling down.
No,
you're like there, and you're like, listen, let's do this all in.
But he started all in. He literally opened the game with an ante and went, I'm going to say this. And then they went, oh man, I don't know about that. And he went, oh, you don't think? And boom, just went all in. And yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. It's insanity to me. But his choices make no sense. None of them it doesn't make sense for him to go from it's I don't want to say her name, but it's a certain blonde politician and the crazy things that she says. It's that level that's like you're just trying to create chaos at this point.
I mean, it's got to be, because you can't really believe that. You can't tell me that some representative from Colorado honestly believes it's the end times.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Are you kidding me? We've been saying the same thing for hundreds of years, and people are still being proven wrong daily about that. So at some point, you just have to say, it's the boy who cried wolf here. Let's just move past it and look at what we can functionally do to fix things rather than prepare ourselves for something that may or may not be coming.
But at what point does he say something and he's even attacking like Jamie Foxx and Quentin Tarantino and saying like Django Unchained was my idea.
Yeah, that they stole Django. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
And at what point do you look at him and you're just like, maybe this guy is just crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just the homeless man under the bridge that screams about magical beasts.
Clearly he doesn't know about any of the 60s or 70s Western cinema. Because the idea that Django was his when he wasn't alive.
It is. It's just astonishing. Like, because at what point, and again, none of this absolves him. I'm not saying that he isn't.
Of course not.
He shouldn't suffer consequences.
If anything, it means that he should be stepping up and actually read a freaking book, do some history, do some research.
He came down and said, "This is a guy who owns his own private school."
Yeah.
Yep. And this is a private school. And this is a guy who came out and said, I've never read a book.
Yeah.
I love how you said that too. You went right to like, this guy who needs to read a book. I don't know that he ever would. He says it. He openly is proud of not reading. Listen,
cool,
everybody. I've gotten to a point in my life where I just don't read anymore. No, that's not true.
I was going to say, I've gotten to the point where all I do is read now.
I don't read
if it
a lot
isn't for the snobs, I'm like, meh.
I don't read a lot of books anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say this, and now listen to me, everybody, is because it's stubbornness. And here's why. Not because of the books. My eyes don't work like they used to. And I know I need glasses. I know I do. But I refuse to let into the age just yet where I'm like, my eyes are going. And it's coming. It will probably happen before my next birthday. Because I read comics every week. I get my weekly comic books, stuff like that. And then I also don't read a lot of fiction anymore. I used to read fiction all the time. I used to love it. I've read all the classics. I've been, reading for a long time, and I've read a lot of great things. So now I mostly stick to things that are more history-based or biographical. It's just sort of what I gravitate towards. I don't know what it is. I like learning new things. Now, I will tell you, I read a ton on the internet. Like, I'll go to Wikipedia and I'll look up things, especially when it comes to movies or it comes to, culture, stuff like that. So I do read. I read constantly. It's just the books, like my eyes just don't, like, I don't know. It's like the books, like I just can't. I know I need glasses. That's just
so
what
we did just finish talking about someone who requires to take care of themselves.
I know.
Now, I know
my
his
wife
was
just
mental.
got glasses. She looks. You know what bothers me the most? My wife got glasses. Right. My wife is the most beautiful woman in the world to me. Like, I look at her and I'm like, God damn, you're gorgeous. Even when I'm mad at her, I'm like, I can't, like, I have to look at her. Like, I'm always sneaking peeks because she's just so beautiful. And then she gets glasses. And I'm like, you gotta be goddamn kidding me. Like, this is ridiculous. Like you got, your face was perfect. You got glasses and it somehow became more perfect. I hate you. Not really, but I'm like, you became somehow more perfect. Like, and like, I'm just like, I said, look at her and she's like wearing the glasses. I'm like, you look like a cute, like mousy librarian.
Librarian. There it is.
Something like that. And I'm like, I don't know. It drives me crazy. It just drives me nuts. Now, what does that have to do with me getting glasses? Because that ain't gonna fix anything.
And it's always funny. I'm sorry. Why is it librarians always get this shtick for being like super cute and whatnot? Because I'm pretty sure I recall quite a few stern librarians in most movies now. They're all stern librarians who are hardcore and will probably beat you senseless. It's terrifying.
Because the man's mind automatically, with every job that is predominantly identified as a woman's job. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not identifying librarians. I'm not saying there can't be male librarians.
Look, if there are more women than not, I get it. Yeah,
in society, that is identified as more of a female-oriented job.
Yes.
A man's mind will automatically sexualize it in some way. It's
well, it doesn't have to just be that job. I mean, there's been butchers that I've had some weird dreams about.
So there's a stigma in that sexualization of like what you're wondering, you know, like the naughty librarian, because it's not a job that's identified as naughty.
Because we can just sexualize anything. Yeah. We have a superpower. At any point, we could be like, it'd be hot right now.
I don't know that it's a superpower. I guess it would be a superpower, but not for the use of good.
No. I mean, it makes you a villain. But
it's not falling under the guise of Jesus's truth, justice, and the American way.
No, it's absolutely not.
But like, you know, when it comes to like, there's a sexualization to it that men's minds do, and it's just odd. I can't explain it. I don't know it.
No, but like, you've explained it pretty well. I appreciate that.
I'm trying. I'm no scientist, people. I don't know everything.
He's like Mark Wahlberg doing science.
Oh, Paul, what's going on, buddy? Come on,
morning, Paul.
You slept in. How dare you? Ultimate fan experience. We should pick out one of our fans every time we get a chance, like we're in their area, and like give them the same ultimate fan experience where it's not really that much fun, but you get to hang out with us for an evening.
You know how badly I want to do that with Kathleen and John. I want to go.
Oh my god, that would be so much fun.
So badly want to go to Michigan and just go out to like a Sonic or like just go to like, you know, a fast food restaurant, but and like we're gonna sit down and have a nice meal.
Their drive into the Sonic, and they order and they give us our food, and we just get out and walk. Ultimate fan experience.
Ultimate fan experience. The most mundane, ridiculous stuff. That's how we do it.
I still maintain. I think we had a fun time with Paul. I think he had a good time.
Great time. I don't care if he had a good time. I had a great time. I got hit by a car.
Ultimate fan experience isn't for him.
It's for us.
It's for us. We want the ultimate fan experience of hanging out with our fans.
We're experiencing in an ultimate way hanging with our fans.
Actually, I want to pose something for anybody who's watching later, and I'm going to do this on a couple of our shows because and I'm going to put it on our Discord too. Oh my god, really?
Wow.
Almost.
Don't let Sam read that.
This year. He got married this year, and you're saying that the ultimate fan experience with the Scene Snobs was almost better than your wedding.
He got 2 weddings this year.
He got 2 weddings. That's true.
He got 2 weddings because he got to go have the real wedding, which unfortunately we weren't able to make it out to.
We couldn't make it to Iowa I almost said Ohio, but Iowa for the main wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had one in North Carolina, and we both had COVID.
Oh, remember that was when I was coming back from Connecticut.
Yeah.
I drove back from Connecticut the same day that he was having it. So I was, in my mind, somehow.
Oh, that's right. You were in Connecticut. I had COVID.
You had COVID. And I was like, well, I could just drive right through. And you didn't even know it was COVID yet because I called you that morning and you're like, I'm just sick, man. And I was like, oh, well, stay away from everyone.
Everyone. And yeah, it was the first time I ever had COVID. And all those years I got away with it. And then Biden comes out and he's like, hey, COVID's over. And it's like, no, it's not.
Surprise.
You dick. But I want to throw this out there. So, guys, I have become the director of the Skyline Indie Film Fest. It's an awesome film festival here. We've been having meetings. We're getting set. We're getting ready to rock, and submissions are getting ready to open. So filmmakers, make sure you submit. Here's the thing. We are talking about doing things throughout the year to get ready for the festival. Live events, stuff like that. I know that not all of the people who listen to our show or all the fans are right here in the immediate area of Virginia. But if we were
some of them are in Singapore.
Some of them are in Singapore and the UK. We have a pretty good following in the UK too.
Awesome.
It's pretty good. So I wish they would interact more though.
I know, right?
You know, it would be so cool. I just want to talk to them and like, tell me about your culture, everything. I want to know. Singapore mostly more than UK. I mean, I was going to say, yeah, you guys like, but like, I mean, we love talking to people. And Australia has a pretty good following too, but I'm never going there. That's number 4 on my list. Not because Australia is causing any major problems, and I feel like I'd be unsafe there because of something catastrophic happening. It's your wildlife.
Well, yeah, everything wants to kill you there.
Everything there tries to murder you, and I'm not strong enough like you guys are.
And it's great if you stay on the East Coast. Only half the things want to kill you. If you go to the West Coast, it's where tiger snakes, an island of deadly snakes, and people live there. Yeah, man. No, I'm good.
I am crawling. It's crawling up my spine that you just said that. I hate
and koalas, because you think koalas would be cool, but I don't think koalas would be cool. They're still wild animals.
They're nightmares, and they have syphilis.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm going to try to hump a koala.
I'm pretty sure I could probably give it to you just for whatever.
For whatever. Open sores on the body.
Hump you. Oh, so
you're walking through, and they're like, "Oh, you just got to let it finish, mate." And he's just going to finish.
You better go get some penicillin, mate.
Doing a bonzer of a job there, right?
It's like, hey, I went to Australia, and all I got was a shot in the dick.
Ew.
Whoa. So putting it out there, like, I thought it would be fun to do some live events. I really thought it would be fun to do a Does It Suck, where maybe in the theater we watch a movie.
Ooh.
And then afterwards we come up and we do a show. And the audience can be involved in it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So,
a full
I thought that would be
interactive live experience.
Yeah. I'm also kicking around the idea, and Casey and I have talked about this before and stuff, so I don't think I'm mentioning anything new, but like a Scene Snobs 48-hour film challenge.
Yes.
Where you guys make a movie in like 48 hours with some parameters. And then you send it in, and we'll do a judging on it, you know, for first, second, third place or whatever. But all the entrants, like, or I should say, like, maybe like the top 10 or 15 entrants will be played in blocks during the Skyline Indie Film Fest.
I think that's genius, because now you're not only going to get the artists and the wonderful, movies that are going to be submitted, that we're going to see these independent filmmakers putting these fantastic films out, but now to actually get people who are doing our shorts. And I love shorts. So people who, are passionate about it. I love passion projects too. Yep. So that's a really good idea.
And another thing that we want to do with it is we want to get podcasts more involved, especially like the ones that love to do movies and stuff like that. We want you to talk to these filmmakers. We want to put the name out there. We want to have a podcaster's alley at the festival. So if you guys want to come out, that'd be great. You guys book your tickets, and we'll give you press badges, stuff like that. So that way you can talk to the filmmakers in person. You can be a part of it. And if leading up to it, you want to have filmmakers and stuff, or us come on and talk about the film festival, we would love to do that. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please let me know, because we're really trying to put it out there. We're really trying to build this up. It's a wonderful festival. It just celebrated its 10th year, and now we're going into the 11th year. And I really think this is the point where we can push forward and push onward and upwards, and make this a really big, fun event.
Agreed. And especially being able to involve so many of our members of a community that we love and appreciate. We love and appreciate all y'all. And there's so many podcasters out there that we've been honored to be able, I mean, for me personally, privileged to be able to work with and be on their shows, have them on our shows. And it'd be really nice because I feel like podcasting is the way of new journalism. And it is a way of moving forward with a better medium, a medium that's more malleable, able to be digested more easily. So it's a better opportunity for everyone to come out. And I mean, there's always, how many times do you think about, you know, people going out and being in the press line and all of these people in the reporters' rooms, you know, well, that's what you guys as podcasters are. And that's why we want to give that opportunity for y'all to have Podcasters Alley set up where everyone can go hang out. You get the opportunity to interact, and, you know, the filmmakers get a chance to get on and perhaps grow their audience. And you have an opportunity to grow your audience with these filmmakers. So it's part of the hand in hand that builds and the community that builds together. So really hope you're all able to get out in, what is it, the first weekend in September for the second weekend in September.
Second weekend of September.
Second weekend in September.
September 7th through the 10th of 2023.
Boom.
And Casey, and we've talked about this, Casey's going to take a big helm on the Scene Snobs, just because I'm going to be so busy with Skyline.
You're El Director, so that means I get to step up and do the things you've been doing.
Yeah, I know, but you're going to be such a big help in helping promote and get everything out there. And you know, I'll leave the podcasting alley to you.
Yes.
So I think
that means you all have to answer to me.
Do it now.
Tough guy.
No, I think it would be a great time. It's going to be a really fun event, and I honestly, I really want to push for Winchester, Virginia, and people coming here because the Shenandoah Valley is gorgeous. There's tons to do. It's a great artist community, and I just, you know, there's tons of really fun, great hangout businesses. You know, I think about the walking mall here just in Winchester, and we're just talking about the walking mall. We have Alma Draft House. We have tons of great things to do all over the place. The breweries are all fantastic, but the walking mall just is like stores lined up. You guys, if you've seen some of our older episodes, Time Traveler, Collectibles is awesome. Back to the Media is awesome. The Hideaway Cafe was one of our favorite cafes to hang out at and have a good time. Espresso Bar Cafe, Brew Works, the brewery, Scutcheon Brewery, the Winchester Book Gallery, BarkBox is there. Like, there's just so many awesome things, and that doesn't even touch the surface. And this is just a really cool place for it, and there's a lot of cool places to hang out, and that's what I want to turn this into, is a fun film festival for filmmakers and film fans and everybody else to come out to.
And it's a beautiful time of year in this area where you get to see the leaves changing right at the foot, like in the Shenandoah Mountains. You have Skyline Drive right next to you. So if you want to bring the fam and take a trip, that's a nice way to spend a couple hours and see some gorgeous scenery from, you know, mountain's eye view.
Oh my God. I think Casey and I were driving home from North Carolina, and we got off of 81 right before the traffic. He had to go to the bathroom, and I got it. And we go and we find this little roadside cafe. Never seen it before. It's right in Chris Sales, who is a good buddy of ours, a patron supporter, lives in Strasburg. We stopped there. We've never seen this before. And he goes, and then we drive. We're like, let's just take the back way. And it was just like mountain skyline everywhere, farms, it was like this gorgeous drive.
Beautiful. While Mick's doing
10 minutes away from my home.
Yeah, doing switchbacks on like in a minivan.
It was just wonderful. Oh no, that was earlier in Virginia.
Oh, that was before we got to that part. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, this is the, like, when we got off for Strasburg, and
the actual Skyline side.
School is over there.
Yeah,
I have taken those back roads to take them to school now, just because it's so gorgeous.
It's stunning.
So I mean, like, there's just a ton of great things to do. But this isn't the Virginia podcast.
We're the Scene Snobs. We talk about many more things than that.
Yeah.
Like maybe what movies are coming out.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about the movie portion of this.
That's one of our more important parts. It's one of the few things we do right.
All right. Get into it. All right, what do you got? What's the first movie?
Oh, I don't actually have it ready.
Oh, okay, I got it. So here we go. The Good Nurse is now on Netflix. Suspicious that her colleague is responsible for a series of mysterious patient deaths, a nurse risks her own life to uncover the truth in a gripping thriller based on true events.
Ooh. We also have Cece on Netflix. A family migrates to the city after a tragic loss. When they reunite in their hometown 30 years later, buried emotions and painful secrets resurface.
And of course, if you're in the horror mood, as we all know you are for Halloween, we have Pray for the Devil. Sister Anne believes she is answering a calling to be the first female exorcist, but who or what called her? In response to a global rise of demonic possessions, Anne seeks out a place at an exorcism school reopened by the Catholic Church. Nothing could go wrong there.
No, it sounds great.
Until now, these schools have only trained priests in the rite of exorcism. But a professor recognizes Sister Anne's gifts and agrees to train her. Thrust onto the spiritual front line with the fellow students, Father Dante, Sister Anne finds herself in a battle with the soul of a young girl who Sister Anne believes is possessed by the same demon that tormented her own mother years ago. Determined to root out the evil, Anne soon realizes the devil has her right where she wants her. Now, before we move on to the next movie, I want to point out one thing.
Okay.
Exorcisms performed by priests who are only men in the Catholic Church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, it's just children, right?
No, I mean kids, because their parents don't believe that there could be any other issue that
Exactly.
a hospital or like a doctor that could solve that. No.
So let's call a priest, and when that priest says, "I have to lock myself behind this door with this child, don't come in no matter what you hear."
Yeah.
Exorcisms.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go to the next movie.
Starting to see the flaws there, right? So coming up next, here's another uplifting flick in theaters now. Till. Till is profoundly emotional and cinematic film about the true story of Marnie Till Mobley's relentless pursuit of justice for her 14-year-old son, Emmett Till, who in 1955 was lynched while visiting his cousins in Mississippi. In Mamie's poignant journey of grief turned to action, we see the universal power of a mother's ability to change the world. So this is a huge story. One of, historically speaking, I think we're all well aware of the Emmett Till story. So I'm very excited to see this one in theaters near you. Check out.
I am too. And I think because this story is so important in history and hasn't been told a lot, it's just so important. It needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so All Quiet on the Western Front, the remake is now on Netflix. You can go check it out.
I'm excited to check that one out. You don't have to read through all that. We all had to read it in high school. So
some of us did. I don't know if they do that anymore.
Fair enough. I did. Man.
So go watch the
movie. Wow, that's an interesting one. Holy Spider. It's a limited run. It doesn't look like it has a big release, but just follows a journalist investigating the serial killings of sex workers.
Oh, wow. That does look interesting.
That seems pretty fascinating. Yeah, it's a crime movie. I don't believe it's real. It doesn't say documentary anywhere, so I feel comfortable watching that one.
Oh, I was actually looking forward to this one. It's on Prime. I want to see it. Run, Sweetheart, Run. Initially apprehensive when her boss insists she meet with one of his most important clients, single mom Sherry is relieved and excited when she meets charismatic Ethan. The influential businessman defies expectations and sweeps Sherry off her feet. But at the end of the night, when the two are alone together, he reveals his true violent nature. Battered and terrified, she flees for her life, beginning a relentless game of cat and mouse with a bloodthirsty assailant hell-bent on her utter destruction. In this edge-of-your-seat dark thriller, Sherry finds herself in the crosshairs of a conspiracy stranger and more evil than she could have imagined.
Ooh, that does sound fun.
Trailer looks really interesting.
Yeah. Well, here's a fun one that you might be able to find on demand locally for yourself or as a limited run. The Lair. On her final combat mission across the rugged mountains of Afghanistan, Royal Air Force fighter pilot Lieutenant Kate Sinclair's jet is shot down over one of the most dangerous rebel strongholds. When insurgents come after her at the crash site, she finds refuge in a long-since abandoned underground bunker. After tracking Sinclair into the depths of the bunker, the insurgents accidentally awaken a man-made deadly biological weapon known as the Ravagers. Half human, half alien, and hungry for human flesh. Terrified, she watches the creatures rip apart the men pursuing her. Sinclair barely escapes and is picked up by U.S. Sergeant Hook and his Army patrol sent to find her. Major Roy Fitch, commander of the local U.S. Army outpost Fort Apache, and his ragtag squad of brave soldiers have a difficult time believing mutant monsters have been kept hidden in these mountains. Unaware that she has been tracked to their base, dozens of the vicious creatures are already swarming towards them.
What? That's crazy.
I like it. It sounds fun.
And if you guys are looking... Oh, I was just going to say one more thing. If you guys are looking for a fun Halloween watch this weekend on Netflix, Wendell and Wild, an animated tale about scheming demon brothers. Wendell, played by Keegan-Michael Key, and Wild, played by Jordan Peele, back together again, who enlist the aid of 13-year-old Kat Elliott, a tough teen with a load of guilt, to summon them to the land of the living. But what Kat demands in return leads to a brilliantly bizarre and comedic adventure like no other, an animated fantasy that defies the law of life and death.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I mean, anything with those two, with Peele and Keegan-Michael Key, I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll be exciting.
I love that you went backwards with it, too, because it's Key and Peele, the TV show, and you're like, anything with Peele and Keegan-Michael Key.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that facetiously.
My brain works backwards.
You're like, I'm not giving into Comedy Central's demands.
No, man, because Comedy Central already made their money.
You've also made it in whose star power has obviously gotten bigger.
I mean, that's fair. Even though I like seeing... Okay, so I want Jordan Peele's name on things, but I don't always want to see Jordan Peele. However, Keegan-Michael Key, I desperately always want to see because I love him. I think he's hilarious. I mean, his affectations are always great.
Watch Reboot. He does a great job on Reboot. It's so funny.
I'm in.
And that was a Jeff Dwoskin show, Crossing the Streams. That was the one he convinced me to do that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, you should definitely check him out on Wednesday nights where they'll convince you to watch stuff too.
This isn't a yawn of tired. This is a yawn of like, I've talked for like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. You just got to stretch the old muscles.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we got a half hour left, people. We're having some good times here. Hopefully you're joining in. By the numbers, it looks like you're not. So I love that. Always appreciate it. Captured, caged Ghislaine Maxwell, video jogging in sunshine behind barbed wire while disgraced pal of Prince Andrew and pedo Jeffrey Epstein is jailed for sex trafficking. Good.
Huh. I mean, aren't they all just in prison? One of them's dead.
One of them's dead. No,
Ghislaine's supposed to be. You're right. That guy needs to go. He's got to be gone, man. This is why, cancel the royals. I'm in 100%. Yeah. I'm done with the monarchies. I'm done with that version of we deserve things just because we were born this way. Go screw yourselves. Done. Burn it. Burn that. I'm full on William Wallace right now.
Breaking news: there's 2 new mutant strands of COVID.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
UK.
one of them is pretty brutal.
I love that. I'm just on camera and I'm pushing my mic away with my nose. It's efficiency. That's what it is. It's just the efficiency.
Exactly.
Katy Perry breaks silence on eye glitch moment. At which, really, am I reading this crap? I got a bone to pick with our producer.
Okay, what about him?
Little jerk is sitting there in his booth, sending me all this news.
Yep.
And it means nothing. Stop. See, now if we had a morning show, I would be able to do that.
Right, exactly. We could actually have a producer who could send us stuff.
The Scene Snobs on Sirius or something. Right now, the only producer I can yell at is myself.
Unfortunately.
I promise you, we're not this boring in real life.
Yeah, sometimes we are.
It's just the last half hour, and I feel like we went all out on that Kanye thing.
Well, because we didn't prep properly. God damn it!
That is bullshit. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. You can't have that one. I didn't say.
Are you
it.
sure? Yeah, I almost added it too.
No way.
I was
I didn't
waiting.
say it.
You brought it up, and I brought the thing up. I was like, okay, here we go. Another $1.
I'm just so annoyed by it. I really am. Oh, Daddy's home.
Well,
with
it's
Mark
dumb that these
Wahlberg.
are the headlines that are taking over everything. It's all about ye right now, and just watching this person fall apart, and it's just jacked up, man.
Here's something that I hate, and I'm going to argue about.
Go ahead.
Mark Wahlberg takes his $87.5 million mansion off the market as interest rates soar. Why do you need an $87.5 million home?
Because they can afford an $87.5 million home. Because
And that's a Catholic right there.
Because all housing is investment.
That's a guy who goes to church every day.
It just means you were blessed. It just means you were blessed and others aren't.
Yeah.
Pure and simple. And because you're better than others, you're allowed to get more cooler things.
You're being facetious.
That then make us want those things.
I don't want that. That's too big. That's too much space.
Well, because you have to worry about the cleaning. You got to worry about someone to take care. What about the rooms you don't go into?
We moved into a little bit of a bigger. It's funny. My studio space, my office space, got a lot smaller the bigger the house we got. And that's my own fault because I chose it.
You decided.
But it makes me laugh because it's like, all right, listen. Actually, it's kind of nice because there's no real dust in here because it's a closet. But here's the deal. I cannot stand people who have that much space and there's still children living on the street. I mean, I'm not even talking about everybody. I'm not talking about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying every homeless person because I know there are people, there are adults who choose it, and prefer it.
Yep.
And again, I'm not judging anyone. I'm not saying that you that's whatever it is. I don't think any kid should ever be on the street.
Yeah.
And I also don't think any kid should be taken away from their family. So if a kid is living on the street, it's probably not because the parents want them to. So with your $87.5 million home, that can help a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you going to do? Give it to an orphanage? I mean, those.
The way you said that.
I mean, what are the orphans going to do with money like that? They wouldn't know what to do with themselves with all that space. They'd probably run amok and cause crime. Can't have that.
Ugh, it just.
I mean, look, I've seen Oliver Twist. I know what they're like. There's got to be some sect of the world that still thinks that way, and it's mind-boggling to me that that's just what it is. I mean, well, we're all so damn self-involved. That's all that matters.
Yeah, some people hate Christmas for no reason whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah. Be quiet about that one because I'm coming for you. I'm going to turn. The funny thing is, you're going to be like, oh my God, he's going to Christmas carol me. He's going to try and make me appreciate Christmas, and I'm going to turn this into a Die Hard scenario. I'm going to put
that would get me back into the spirit. You want to get me back into the spirit? You build a Die Hard scenario, and I am in. I'm going to take over it.
I'm going to take over a building.
I like that I was going as the Hans Gruber character. I'm like, no, it'll be great. Throw me off the top of the building.
But I got to find somebody you truly care about and put them in the party to get you there as invited.
There are only 3 people I'm going to for that party. And one of them is on that screen right there. Hey, big guy. How you doing?
I know. So I have to both be the Hans and the Holly in this scenario.
Or you get Paul Dunn in there. Maybe Paul or Dale or Kathleen will come down for
any one of our. So the entire party is going to be for all of our fans. Our entire Discord fan base is invited to this holiday party.
Get Dan and Tim in there. Get Liz. Get everybody up in there.
And I'm going to have to find somebody to limo drive you. Listen, Argyle. My name's not Argyle. Your name is Argyle tonight.
I just called him Argyle the whole time. I don't care what your name is. It's Argyle.
In fact, from now on, any limo that I ever get in, I'm going to call the driver Argyle. That is their new name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not my name, sir. You are Argyle.
Are you being paid for the rest of this night? Because I'm referring to you as Argyle. So if you hear someone screaming Argyle from the back of your vehicle, it's in reference to you.
To you.
Not my socks.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Just needs to be Argyle from now on.
You know, I'm also liking all this Matthew Perry stuff coming out because ever since he's released this book and he started doing this one-man show, a la, Mike Tyson, which has been picking up. Like, there's a lot of stuff he's spilling tea about, and no one really cares as much. They're like, whatever. Like the idea that Valerie Bertinelli came out and she's saying that Matthew Perry brought up that, they made out next to a passed out Eddie Van Halen. And apparently she's mortified by this. Yeah.
Wait. Go back.
Okay.
What? I was reading the next bit of news. Go back. What?
Okay, so mortified Valerie Bertinelli reacts to Matthew Perry saying they made out next to passed out Eddie Van Halen with Taylor Swift lyrics. Yeah. So this is his memoir
go back
that
again,
came out.
Because I'm still not fully understanding that. What? Set the scenario for me. I need more than just a headline.
So at the time,
they were making out. Matthew Perry
Valerie
and Valerie
Bertinelli, who she was married to Eddie Van Halen at the time.
When was this?
Oh, I don't know, man. They
Taylor
didn't
Swift
even
had to have
say.
been alive.
Yeah.
So Valerie Bertinelli was married to. What is happening right now?
I'm
What
not
is
sure how
happening?
this. Yeah, I don't know how this all worked out. Like
wait.
this gets very confused.
So okay, so they were married from 1981 to 2007. So early Taylor.
Yeah.
So I'm so confused by everything.
No, this
that's
doesn't
happening.
make any sense.
They were
I
married.
don't
in
understand why
19
they had to.
I don't understand why they had to add the Taylor Swift because Eddie Van Halen's been dead. So, like, how long ago was this?
Oh yeah, that's right. He's dead. I didn't.
Yeah, and he's been dead. So, like, but they brought up the anti-hero. Like, I'm trying to get through this article, and my brain is not allowing me. Like, I keep stopping on too many parts. I'm like, all right, so Valerie Bertinelli.
So wait a second.
Matthew Perry.
So wait a second. I need a minute.
We all do, man. This is not
so
working
you're
out.
telling me
Yes,
that Valerie Bertinelli, star of TV's One Day at a Time,
there you go. Now you're with me.
was married to Eddie Van Halen from 1981 to 2007.
Keep it going.
And they broke up and divorced after all that time, probably because she cheated on him.
Yep.
I'm
with friend star Matthew Perry.
This is the second time this week that I've been completely dumbfounded. And I don't know what to do with this information.
If the first time was Kanye, I would be shocked.
It wasn't. No, Kanye doesn't dumbfound me anymore. Like, this is the fact that they were married and I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I have a finger on the pulse at all times.
Well, that one's a little mind-boggling because I'm pretty sure you would have known that one. That was a big deal. They were together for a long time.
I did,
and she was incredibly wildly popular.
That is a long time. That's 26 years.
Yeah, and you're taking two people from the 80s who were monster stars back then. You know what I'm saying? They were at their height.
And Valerie Bertinelli, everybody loved her.
Yeah,
and Van Halen. I mean, come on.
She was an America's sweetheart kind of person.
And she wasn't even married to like Michael Van Halen. She was married to Eddie. Like, he was the biggest name. So, and they separated in 2001 and divorced in 2007. So, okay, so they were separated beforehand. So, wait, then none of this makes any sense. In her autobiography, Bertinelli indicated the main reasons for her divorce were her husband's cocaine addiction and his refusal to quit smoking despite being diagnosed with oral cancer and losing 1/3 of his tongue. What is happening? I never knew any of this.
Wow. Everyone's spilling tea on everyone now. It's pretty wild. Just stay alive, guys. You'll learn a lot of stuff about us later.
I'm so confused by everything in life. So okay, so that's what she's saying. So she's saying in 2001 they separated.
Yes.
So now it is not hard to believe that she could have made out with Matthew Perry in the 90s next to Eddie Van Halen before they were
Absolutely.
separated.
If he's passed out because he was still drinking and doing all the drugs and everything. So
Obviously
that makes
not
sense.
cocaine, because if he was on just the cocaine, then he would not be passed out.
Unless he's on a 9-day bender. Trust me.
That's fair. That is true.
It's viable.
But the Taylor Swift and how that comes into it, dumbfounded. This whole story is just, it's got holes, and I don't believe it. They were listening to Gwen Stefani on No Doubt, and he just thought blonde singer, and that's where he went. It was Tay-Tay.
Yep.
We need Matthew Perry on the show. We need to talk to him about his book.
Dude, especially with everything he's going. I mean, he went after Keanu Reeves, saying, why is Heath Ledger dead, but Keanu Reeves is still alive? Okay. So first and foremost, way wrong. Yes, Keanu did drugs, has done drugs. Okay, cool. Great. Whatever. Heath Ledger decided to do all the drugs. So it happens that way. How about just everyone stop doing fucking drugs?
But it's
They're
not
not as
even
much
that.
fun as you
Like,
think they are.
It's not even that. Like, I don't even think like Heath Ledger decided to do all the drugs. I think he just had an adverse effect to drugs that he took at the moment.
That's totally fair. Yes.
Which is just something that happened. And I'm not downplaying his death or saying it's sad.
No, but that's why doing drugs carries the risk. If you're going to do drugs, understand that they can kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole dare just say no to drugs is
like
not
if
real.
you take drugs to Russia.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
guess what's gonna
hellscape,
happen.
and their laws make no sense, and you shouldn't go. You just shouldn't go.
Yeah, just don't go to Russia. Like play in Lithuania. They have a lot of money there.
I'm sorry. I know you play basketball and you do it internationally. If they were like, but you are a star in WNBA, and that has to carry some clout.
And if there was actually equal pay in the WNBA and they got paid with their counterparts in the NBA, dude, we'd never have to worry about that. That anyone having to travel to make more money.
Here's the thing. Oh, God, I'm going to be in such trouble for this.
There we go. Come on. Come on. Do it.
There is equal pay between the NBA and the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
It's equal in the sense that you get paid by how many fans you're bringing out.
The same percentage. I understand. Yes. And how many jerseys you
It
sell.
is
and
equal. You just, nobody's coming out for you. And Bill Burr, I think, put it best when he said, where are all the women at? He's like, why is it on me as a man to go and, support the WNBA? I'm an NBA fan. I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But all these women are like, you're supposed to support women, you're supposed to do this, but none of them are showing up to the games.
Mm-hmm.
And he even calls it out, and he's like, how come? He's like, can any of you even name your team in your city?
Can you?
No, but I can name my NBA team.
They're the Mystics
here in DC. That makes sense with the Wizards, but
yep.
And I know they're all like sort of like whatever the NBA team is.
Yeah, they're all close, which is kind
like
of fun.
The LA Lakers or the LA Sparks, which actually makes no sense and is stupid. And I'm
well,
not
neither does a Laker.
Lakers,
what the hell is a Laker? Don't say that's stupid. What's a freaking Laker?
I'm not saying the Lakers are not the stupid ones. The Sparks actually makes more of a sense.
Yeah, way more logical.
So I'm not. I went the other way with it. I'm not saying that the Lakers are the cooler name. I'm just saying, but what came first, the chicken or the egg? It's like if you're gonna kind of name your team.
Mm-hmm.
What the team that's there is, and all of these cities are doing it. They were the Lakers, and you named them the Sparks, so it doesn't match up. Now, it doesn't have to. I don't think it should have to. But if you are, and that's kind of the theme you're going with, you missed out.
Yeah,
you went the other way. Now own it and be like, yeah, no, we're different.
Fair.
And I'm cool with it. But I don't even watch that much NBA for anybody to tell me. You should watch the WNBA. Like, no, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to. Like, I watch just as much basketball. Actually, I'll watch more college, and I do watch women's college basketball.
Yeah. Oh, I love all college sports.
So it's not about women.
I watch the college softball World Series.
Actually, I prefer the college softball games. Yeah,
they're awesome. Those pitchers are just flinging that ball so dang fast, man.
It's not
that's
about
terrifying.
Women playing. But I'm just not interested. I'm sorry. Now, So if you want to get out and you want to support and you want these women, you got to put the butts in the seats, and that's where it goes, in my opinion. And if anybody who's screaming we should be supporting the WNBA, I want to see your tickets. Show me your ticket stubs, or stop screaming. If you're a true fan, scream to the rafters, and I will listen. I'll put you on my show. You can scream to the rafters on my show. I will do a segment each week. If you are a diehard fan and you want to come in and you want to talk about what's going on in the WNBA, and you are a legit fan supporting, I will 100% give you a spotlight to talk about it. 100%. I got no problem saying the WNBA, go check them out. It should, but it isn't for me, and I shouldn't be held responsible to support. I don't even go to NBA games.
I don't think I've gone to a professional sports game in some time now.
I might go to football.
I would rather go to baseball.
And it's very rare. Like, you know me, I don't really want to go anywhere anyway. But
that's true.
It's like if there was sports, if there's a level of sport of what I'm going to, football's probably top, or hockey.
Yo, hockey games are great. I love going to hockey games.
And I'll go see a women's hockey game.
That's a fun one.
If they started elite, and I know they have. I watch
soccer games are great. I love going to soccer games.
Actually, I tell you the truth, I prefer women's soccer over men's. They play way more fierce.
Well, it's the same thing with women's lacrosse. I love watching.
I'm not watching lacrosse. I'm just not doing it. It's not a bad sport, and I don't. There's got to be a line, man.
Now I could turn it and just start going, oh, you got a problem with Native Americans?
It's such an American sport too. It really is. It's such an elitist American sport. It's like who if you're rich and you don't want to be an equestrian, I think that's right.
No, you're going.
That's right.
Direction.
You don't want to be like one of those equestrian type people on a horse. All rich and stuff playing polo. You decidedly are like, I'm going to play lacrosse, and then the other rich parents would be like, okay, that's cool. It's like, I kind of want to play football, but not really.
So play lacrosse.
Or tennis. Tennis is the other one.
Well, tennis is a big one.
I'll watch tennis. Yeah. And actually, women's tennis is far more superior to men's.
Because I'm also tired of seeing fucking Nadal or Djokovic or, one of the big three, Federer for so long. And I was like,
I'm sad that she's retired, but I get it. I fully support it. I understand.
Oh, but, Serena? Yeah.
Oh, my God. Serena was just the greatest to watch.
Yeah. And we got to watch her entire career. That's been kind of the fun part
And Venus, too. Venus was great to watch, too.
Oh, she's incredible. And then them as doubles? Come on.
Oh, my God.
They smoked. It wasn't even funny.
You it was like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out whenever they showed up and his doubles, and you're just like, no.
Who's taking the court against them? Come on.
In fact, I admire the bravery of any other women that stepped on that court with them.
It was years ago, and I remember watching a match between those two, the Williams sisters, and I cannot remember for the life of me who it was, but it was Martina Hingis, and it was someone else. And now, mind you, they've been out of the sport, not really out. They play doubles. They're not ranked top 50 anymore, that level. But the Williams sisters still are. And watching Martina Hingis, who I remember as a young lady, just, running all over the court, smoking, doing great, like just crushing it, And then all of a sudden watching her against the Williams, and it's like, whoa,
oh my God,
boy, it is different. It is a different game. Like they were just getting lit up.
All right. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting to it. I'm getting to it. You ready? This is the problem with the Williams sisters in their entire career of tennis. They were so elite in that sport, and elite is probably the only word you can use for that.
Yeah. Well, they changed the face of the sport by raising the level of everyone they had to play,
and everyone that's come after them is playing to that elite level.
Exactly.
Like nobody before them and nobody while. Like the younger generations are playing to that elite level now. They're trying to get to that elite level. That's the mecca in tennis. Even men, like they're trying to play to that elite level of the Williams sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look how many like famous male, like the Andre Agassi's, the Pete Sampras, the things like, and they're not. Those were like the Michael Jordans back in the day, and like the Williams sisters blow them out of the water.
Oh yeah, no one even holds a candle. I think it's pretty safe to say that like Serena Williams will go down as one of the greatest players to ever lace him up.
So this is why you can't compare the Williams sisters to the Michael Jordans.
Nope.
And watch where I go with this because you're gonna like it.
This will be fun.
So the Michael Jordan is the elite. He's elite, and there's only been maybe a couple that have reached that eliteness, like in Kobe, and in LeBron even. So only a couple in that time, and like even
Barry
before
Bonds.
Jordan, the Dr. J's and everything, as great as they were, they never reached the elite level of Michael Jordan in their career.
Mm-hmm.
They were just great. They were
phenomenal.
amazing.
Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Stilt, baby.
Wilt the Stilt, but still never reached that elite.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But here's the thing: the Venus and Serena Williams, they were that elite level, and everyone below, when they started and going through, was nowhere near that elite.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't fault them in any way, shape, or form. They were just that. It was like when Tiger Woods started. He was just that elite.
They were playing to the level of the players around them, and because their level was so much better, it raises everyone else up.
It raised the bar. That's what I
forces
mean.
Everyone else up. Yeah.
It forced everybody to get better and better.
Mm-hmm.
The Michael Jordans, he was elite, but like even a Clyde Drexler was a great player. Like, and he
Fantastic.
was, I would say
Clyde
at that time was maybe the Isaiah Thomas and stuff like that. They were like, if there was no Michael Jordan, you'd be looking at all these guys and being like, these were the elites.
The greatest. Yep.
The Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the Kareems, everybody. They were the elites. But then you had Michael Jordan. So he was winning because he's at the elite level that nobody can stop. But they were all like a slither below him.
Just ever so slightly.
So he wasn't elite to the point where like everybody below him was so far down. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes the Williams sisters so special. Is like they stepped into this sport. They walked on as sisters and said, we're going to make this. We're going to raise the bar so high on this.
Yeah.
That like Michael Jordan didn't raise the bar. He didn't.
No, he was at such a level. He was at such a level over the bar that other people weren't coming up to meet him. There were just that many great talents, and he was just there. Whereas the Williams sisters and Venus, because I remember watching Venus first. Venus was incredible, and what she did was just out the gate was phenomenal. Now, many years later, she suffered with knee injuries, and she, got injured, so she slowed down. She lost a step. But she still had epic battles against her own sister, who then took over and became the most winningest human being on earth in tennis. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just so above and beyond her sister, who also raised the bar and then jumped past that. Like, it's phenomenal. Watching them when what they've done to an entire sport has been fantastic. It's always great to see the legacy left after players that you really like and people that you root for. So it's pretty rad.
It's true. And I love that about it. And that's why I put them at like the top heap of sports elitism, I guess.
Sure.
If there were a Hall of Fame for just elites, I'd say they deserve the biggest wing.
I think that would be a lot of fun. The Scene Snobs sports show.
We had a sports snob.
We did.
We had a sports snob.
We had a sports snob.
We no longer have a sports snob.
But if we got, I think doing a show about just elite players, elite athletes, and calling them athletes. The Scene Snobs athlete show.
Well, we have a sports show coming. I think it starts next week.
Really?
Does not star us.
Who's going to star?
It's not. It's produced completely independently. It's going to be Tim Forbes and Dan Gal, Master Shake, and Tim are going to do their own sports show. It's a sports betting show.
Ooh.
And it's again an interesting take because Tim comes in from an accounting mind, and he's put together the system for betting.
Okay.
And his brother goes off his gut. So each week they're going to place their bets.
Okay.
And they're going to analyze and they're going to go through and go with what they do. and they're going to talk about it, and then they're going to bring it back. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be here on YouTube, so I'm excited. So we're still workshopping the name, so we're not 100%. I pitched they should do brew balls, where they talk about, because they're big in the brewing industry, like drinking and stuff, and like knowing the different things. Like they're like sommeliers of beer.
Yeah, no, great.
And I thought it would be interesting if they would do it where they would talk about like what they're drinking at the beginning and then get into the sports analysis.
Brew balls with the head and the heart.
I love it. But that's not, I don't think that's their name. They're coming up with their own name. So we'll find out and we'll get there. But I will say this, guys. We are 5 minutes left in the show. Tonight, I do want to remind everybody we are doing the Downtown Julie Brown Scene Snobs Halloween Bash. It's a live event tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you join in, or you can listen to it anytime after.
Dope.
Casey,
my friend.
Before we go.
Yes.
Oh, we will be in costume tonight, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. We did costume up the other night, too, so just saying. Multiple nights of costumes.
I have not picked I haven't picked a costume yet. I got to figure it out. So tonight, we'll do the show, but I do want to talk about a little bit... real quick before we leave and do our credits and all that stuff. I completely forgot what I was going to talk about.
That's awesome. Get ready this weekend, y'all, because it is trick-or-treating season. So make sure that you are safe with your kids. You have a great time. If you're going out, enjoy yourself. If you're staying home and some 13-year-old, 14-year-old young lad or lady comes up and they seem a little old to be trick-or-treating, how dare you judge them for that? You give them their candy and send them on their way happy, because this is a time of celebration. So make sure to enjoy yourself, enjoy your time with each other, and don't be a jerk this Halloween season.
Yeah, you know what? That annoys me, because it's like they're not out there causing havoc.
They're not egging houses. They're not TPing things, which I don't know if anyone does that anymore. That's how out of touch I am now. It's like,
I don't think Devil's Night exists anymore. We called it Mischief Night.
Yeah, Mischief Night.
But I know a lot of people called it Devil's Night, which was the night before.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I got it back. So we got a lot going on with the Scene Snobs. We are going to be slowing down. This month was crazy, and we appreciate you joining in for all our live events, all our shows, everything. Tonight will be the last final live show. So we will go back to our normal setting of Tuesday night and Friday morning. And then we'll have all of our other shows in between, our normal slate of shows, which you can check out on our YouTube channel. But those are the shows.
Recorded with love.
But the next live event, keep in mind, is Thanksgiving night. We do our overnight special, so make sure you join in for that. Guys, as we go along, I do want to say, let's just start with our patrons. Thank you to our patrons. We appreciate you, and we love you, and we appreciate you supporting us and keeping us going. One name needs to be put on there, Dale's name, which I will get to that this weekend. Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, Chris S, Chris H, and Dale.
Dan, John B, Ron, Jason, AJ, Radar, and John W. We thank you as always, our wonderful friends.
We got 3 tiers available, so head on over to patreon.com/thescenesnobs and join up if you're interested.
You can also check us out at the Snobs Nation Discord, where you can hang out with all of our wonderful moderators and your favorite snobs and all of the wonderful Snobs Nation, just having discussions about all the wacky things in our lives and our favorite things that we like to share. So check it out.
And guys, make sure to like this video if you're watching or listening, and hit subscribe to the channel. It really helps us go a long way. And we appreciate all the support you've been giving us. We have great shows like all of these here listed and more. So check them out, and let's have some fun with it.
And check out our merch store with those big old holidays coming up around the corner. Fumbling through this one. Check out our merch store. Go to thescenesnobs.com. Check out the link tree. Buy stuff. It's cool.
Actually, I want to say thanks to Chris Harris. I just realized he sent a message. He just picked up an Embrace Absurdity water bottle and a Merry Mickmas t-shirt. Remember Merry
Mickmas? I love it.
I love it. We got our holiday special coming up in December, so make sure. And it's going to be a doozy. Guys, but to know all of this coming up and more, you got to make sure you follow us. You can follow us at the Scene Snobs pretty much everywhere. And, of course, you can follow Casey as well. He is at Plotamus on Instagram, at Casey the Madman and TikTok, and at Twitter Night and Twitter. So make sure to check it out there. I'm also going to be adding the Skyline Indie Film Fest stuff because very much so it is important to us. We're really jumping into this. We have a lot going on, and we just truly appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us.
And it's going to be radical. We always hope we can give it back the way you give it.
That's true. Casey, take it away, my friend.
Well, once again, we appreciate you spending 3 hours with us this morning. Whether you took a one chunk or managed to sit through the whole thing, we're super appreciative. We're grateful. We love spending this time with you, and hopefully we're able to kick your day off the right way, the Snobs way. So thanks as always. We appreciate you. Remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to each other.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween, and take care.